Hello, everybody, and welcome to Harrisonville, Missouri. We're on the campus of Harrisonville Middle School Memorial Stadium. And no, you're not wrong. It is a Thursday night. We've got the ESPN Game of the Week this week, Harrisonville versus Excelsior Springs. I'm only joking, folks. We're not on ESPN tonight. However, our broadcast would be just as good as one of the ESPN broadcasts, I can tell you that much. Nevertheless, it's time for your pregame show tonight, brought to you by Sherwood Community Bank. Stop in today, set up an account, and take advantage of free internet banking. Alongside me here, Gary Davidson, fresh off his hiatus. Apparently, when one of us takes a vacation, everybody else thinks they get vacations as well. Glad you got to enjoy some time. I believe you even had some time away.
Yeah, we went to Orange Beach, Gulf Shores area for about a week, and then got to go back over and spend about 4 or 5 days with the grandkids. So, yeah, it was great. The only thing about that really interrupted that trip was the hurricane. No hurricane where I was at, but getting from point A to point B, or excuse me, B to C, Gulf Shores to Austin was via almost Dallas.
Well, you know, it's funny you said that, and we were in Houston before that came, and Angie's friend, she kind of showed us around down there. She's a sheriff down there, and she was showing us all the different things in Galveston that was wiped out by Ike and then flooded by the one Harvey a couple years ago.
Right.
So it was kind of funny. We were just there. We weren't thinking anything of a tropical storm or anything, and then 2 weeks later, everywhere we were was underwater.
Well, and actually, we thought that we had worked it out where we were going to be able to get across I-10. The only thing about it was because of the flood, some barges broke loose and took out, well, I don't know how bad, but took out some of the pillars of I-10. And so, therefore, they closed it because of stability reasons. And so any route that would have been able to go around because of that was not going to be made because of the flood. Everything else was flooded.
Well, nevertheless, you got to go down to the beach. We were at the beach. It was fun. I'm ready to go back because it's going to start getting cold here.
I think I might. You know, I'm you know.
You're retired. You can do that. You missed a solid game by the Wildcats last week. Obviously, they fell to 0-4. I saw some positives out of that game last week. The running game still continues to churn along in the sophomore legs of Jace Reynolds. But also, River Riley was out last week. I think they were a little concerned at first, like who's going to quarterback. They put the freshman Espen Glenn in. Really, I was really encouraged by what I saw out of Espen last week, being a freshman in there. Didn't look like the lights were too bright for him. He didn't look like he was shaky at any moments in time. And, you know, I guess Harrisonville's got this stock of quarterbacks in a closet, and they just keep rolling them out.
Well, the sweet thing about it is, you know, if nothing else, it's going to give him experience moving forward. You know, Rivers a junior. He'll have another year here. I'm sure. The nice thing about it is, though, it puts pressure on River. And competition makes you better. So hopefully, you'll end up having the better quarterback, you know, at a certain time. So it's always good to have competition. And this gives Espen the opportunity to go out and get some varsity time and see really what it's like, the speed. That's probably the biggest thing is the speed from, you know, youth to junior varsity to varsity.
Well, and, you know, if last year's game and the last 3 weeks of Harrisonville football are any indication, this game may be over by about 8:15 tonight.
Well, the clock will be running, it sounds like.
Both teams are well into running. We looked it up before we came on the air. 70 times they ran the ball last year against us for 600 and some odd yards, and they didn't throw the ball one time, and that's insane. And we were talking. One of the players that did was a junior. We didn't have his name written down, but it said number 2, a junior, and we don't know exactly who that was. 8 was on there last year as well, so we don't know who that was or if they moved out of area or what may have happened. But
yeah, the senior that graduated last year, he had 203 yards. But number 2, whoever that was, and I'm sorry I didn't write the name down. I may try to go down and find out before we get totally on the air and this game starts. He had 26 carries for 312 yards. So obviously, if he's on the field tonight, we want to know where he's at and what he's going to be doing.
The bulk of the carries have come from Brandon Glum, the quarterback. He's ran for 720 yards, 14 touchdowns, averaging 8 yards a carry so far this year. So
I wonder if it was Brandon.
And that's what I'm wondering as well. However, we had a number 8 on there last year. He did not carry the ball, though, last year. So we'll see what happens. Maybe it's the next man up. Maybe he was the quarterback last year, and he just kept handing off. We never know. Maybe he's the guy to go to this year. Nevertheless, for the Cats, they got to slow down number 8, Brandon Glum, to have a chance in this game. These games, and we'll get into it in our keys to the game, but these games, Gary, that we're getting ready to start here, they're conference games. It's a new season, and we'll talk about that. But now we're going to start seeing where things even out. You know, schedule-wise, Excelsior's 4-0, Harrisonville's 0-4. However, I would like to have seen the teams flip-flop and see if we didn't have the exact same results.
If we played who they played.
And they played who we did.
Right.
So, you know, you're going to kind of play that game. You know, you got to play the games. But, you know, a good example is Smith Cotton got beat by Warrensburg, I think, 42-14 or something like that. Warrensburg beat Smith Cotton. However, Battle beat Smith Cotton like 67-0. So, you know, you start, you know, in your mind, you're like, okay, well, we only lost 30-16 to Battle, so maybe we're a little bit closer to Warrensburg than we think we are, even though we're 0-4. Big thing's going to be confidence for these kids. They've got to get that win under their belt and feel that confidence and know that they can win. Almost everybody's back. Kennedy Atkinson is going to just be kicking tonight. I know he's nursing his way back to health. River Riley's out again. We have undisclosed. We didn't know exactly what happened with River. I don't want to speculate. I've heard rumor, but I also don't like to throw it out there on the air as well. Somebody listening and go, oh, well, he did this or he did that. Let's go try to hurt him again next week when he plays. So, nevertheless, those two, obviously Kennedy in limited action, and then River is out. Hagen Stevenson as well, the middle linebacker for the Cats. However, there's been a lot of young guys step up in the presence of all these other guys. So I think it's a plug-and-play thing with Hagen being out. You just toss one of those other guys in there. Colby Knowles is back, so you can do a little bit more with Norris Vance. You can Vance Norris. I always say his name backwards. He's going to get tired of me saying that by the end of the year. Anyway, nevertheless, there's more things you can do now with the depth.
Well, and you've also got Pesic, which plays linebacker or outside end or whatever, however you want to play it. So I know he's been playing offense the last several weeks in regards to the offensive side, but he could very easily play some defense because that's what he played last year, and he's good at it. So, you know, you want to try to limit the amount of plays you're on the field offensively and defensively, especially for the fourth quarter. But, you know, you can have the people that have been stepping up in the first 4 games because of injuries, because of other things. But you're right. Actually, Harrisonville's season starts tonight. I mean, for all practical purposes, it's conference, takes you into districts and so on and so forth. So I'm looking forward to see how we actually play against Excelsior.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that as well. And we're going to talk about some more stuff here in the keys to the game. We got some great sponsors to thank. Talking about great sponsors, I'm going to thank a couple here that have jumped on board as it's fall. That means pumpkin patches, cider, and everything else. First up is the Red Barn Ranch. They had their opening weekend last weekend. We haven't been able to get out there yet, but we went out last year. Matt always does a great job, always creates new things for the kids to enjoy out there. And, of course, they've got pumpkins, so everybody's got to love pumpkins. And while you wouldn't know it, fall weather is here. How could you tell? Red Barn Ranch opens this weekend through Halloween and during the week by appointment for your groups. As Matt always adds more fun, a new slide from Grandpa Moreland's 1961 IH grain truck. Also, shirts, hats, hoodies are available for purchase. New wagons for your pumpkins means roll up and away, and you are on your way. And don't forget to enter the heaviest load contest, and the winner gets $150 towards Red Barn Ranch. Use any way you want. Upcycled Orchard is ready for fall. Their opening weekend is Saturday. I got to remember we're at Thursday night. They have apple picking going on right now. The Grammars went out and picked some apples a couple of weeks ago. They are delicious. Right now is the perfect time to go get those apples. Come during regular business hours for the fresh apples off the tree. Enjoy your cider slushy or some Poppy's ice cream, homemade piece of pie. They will be open the pumpkin patch this weekend, Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday 12 to 5, all through October. They got cider donut and slushies available at the Orchard Shop, pumpkins, mums, and fall decor. The pumpkin patch will be located next door at the cider house at the farm this year. A little more room for activities and spread out. Book a special group during the week. Come check them out on Facebook, Upcycled Orchard, or the Cider House page. They also have one of our fall farm-to-table dinners coming up, and they have a few tickets left. Check out the Facebook page and go Wildcats. Jeannie and Chad do a great job out at the Cider House, the Upcycled Orchard. Great sponsors of the Wildcats, always glad to give back. They also have Upcycled Squared up off of the square at the new Artisans on Wall. Go check them out there for all kinds of neat treats as well. And again, I always stress it, shop local. We're going to take time out. We'll be back in a couple of minutes.
What is one of your most precious commodities these days? Time. With kids' events, family events, and everything in between, time is precious. So why drive hours and spend an entire day to save $20? Shop local and find your home appliances right in Harrisonville at Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center. They deliver and can service any issues that can arise. By doing that, you're putting money right back into the community. So stop wasting family time and go see the staff that treats you like their family at Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center on Plaza Drive, right behind Hawthorne Bank.
Well, it's football season, so that means cold weather is not far behind. It's time to drive on over to Young's Auto Repair to get your car ready for the winter. Flush the radiator, get an oil change, and make sure the heater is ready to keep your family comfortable all winter long. If something else may ail your car, bring it in. Let Young's diagnose the problem, get you back on the road. Young's Auto, across the road from Young's Tire on South Commercial Street.
Everyone needs a kickstart at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So go see the team at Sonic of Harrisonville to kick away those afternoon blues with an ice-cold soda full of caffeine to kickstart that energy. The best part, 2 to 4 p.m. is happy hour, so you can kick away the cobwebs for half price. And while you're at it, don't forget to grab an afternoon snack with some cheesy bites or jalapeno poppers. Also, go to the4ts.com and sign up for the Wildcat Kick Contest. So kick away those afternoon blues and get to Sonic today.
Event spaces come in all shapes and sizes. Finding the one that is just right can be a hassle. Not anymore. The Dickey Cottage is perfect for those extra large family gatherings, birthday parties, baby showers, and more. With a large kitchen to use, a giant dining room for everyone, and a living room area with a big screen, there is sure to be room for everyone to relax and feel right at home. So the next time you need a venue that is just right, call Sonia at 816-925-0588 and book your date today. The Dickey Cottage, the venue place.
Everybody loves the old-fashioned drive-in. Well, guess what? Susie Q's has opened up in the Old Peculiar Drive-In location across from the Frog Barn and Peculiar. Go in, get the signature Susie Q, you know, the one that's so big they barely fit in the basket. While you're at it, add the tenderloin. So next time you think, man, I wish I had an old drive-in, remember, there's one 5 minutes up I-49 in Peculiar at Susie Q's.
At Farmers, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to cover almost anything, even a swing set standoff. And we covered it. July 1st, 2015. Talk to Farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are Farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Farmers Insurance, Bradley Sainer, in the A-frame at 1808 North Commercial Street in Harrisonville.
When it comes to your vehicle's maintenance, we know you have plenty of options. Sometimes so many options can make it hard to find an honest, reliable automotive shop. That is where Quality Auto Service and Repair comes in, with a commitment to providing customers with honest, quality service at reasonable prices. Our technology and expertise provide you with the best car care imaginable. We take pride in diagnosing your vehicle correctly and getting you back on the road quickly. We are family owned and operated since 1995. For an appointment, call 816-380-7267. Quality auto service and repair, building relationships through automotive service. It's who the Davidsons trust for auto repair.
Does your lawn need some TLC? Owned and operated by 3 generations of Wildcats, Held's Turf Farm is your local stop for sod and topsoil since 1971. Whether you need 1 roll of sod, 1 scoop of dirt, or a whole truckload, we have you covered. A new home in your future? Give us a call at 816-540-2020 and set up a quote for new sod installation. Held's Turf Farm is located between Harrisonville and Pleasant Hill and is open 8 to 5 weekdays and 8 to noon on Saturdays.
We've all been there before. Needed to deposit a check in our account, but nowhere near our bank. That's where Hawthorne's Bank's mobile banking comes in. Simply open your mobile banking app, take a picture of the check, and presto, the check's been deposited. Hawthorne Bank has the big bank convenience with small town roots. So if you want a friendly, quick, and convenient service in a hometown bank, go see our friends at Hawthorne Bank next to Troby's on Plaza Drive.
Every team has the same characteristics, including having each other's back. That's the motto the team at Schroeder Chiropractic lives by. With 2 chiropractors, 3 therapists, and an amazing office staff, they got your back. They will take care of your aches and pains and have you feeling like new in a warm, family-friendly environment. Schroeder Chiropractic has the community's back as well, being actively involved in bright futures in Harrisonville youth sports. Whether it's aches and pains or getting involved in the community, Schroeder Chiropractic has your back.
This is Gary Davidson, and if you're looking for an honest, reliable heating and cooling company, look to where I look, Sherwood Heating and Cooling. Owner David Vogt has 25 years of industry experience and has been in business the last 10 years in Garden City. They're a carrier equipment dealer and can provide ductwork, design communicating equipment, and thermostats for new homes. Not to mention servicing all makes and models of furnaces and air conditioners in the Bates, Cass, and Henry County area. Whether you're looking to upgrade to a more efficient equipment like me or need something repaired, give Sherwood Heating and Cooling a call at 816-862-6610.
There is no better way to get in touch with other business owners and potential clients than joining the Harrisonville Area Chamber of Commerce. Come to monthly networking events and grow your business and make new friends. The Chamber is booking now for booths at the Log Cabin Festival October 4th and 5th. So give Bing and the staff a call today and get signed up for all the fun. 816-380-5271. Every broadcast team has to look good. The 4T's crew is no different. That's why we trust C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing to outfit us for each broadcast. Offering full-service screen printing, embroidery, promotional products, banners, and more, they can take care of you. When you're looking for a company to make that next shirt, stop looking and call C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing at 660-885-2447 or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
Looking for a new modern style place for your wedding? One that won't break the bank? We've got good news for you. Harrisonville's newest event space, the Uptown Event Space, is now booking for events for the holidays and next year. Located across from the Old Cass Medical Center, there's ample parking and space for your next big party, complete with private rooms for the bride and groom to get ready, a kitchen area, and a full catering available. It's time to go to Uptown and book your next event today. Buying a house is a full-time job in itself. Why not take the work out of finding your dream home? Go see Carol Looney and her staff at American Heritage Realtors today. Locally owned and members of the community, American Heritage is sure to help you find everything you need in a new home. With insight to local schools, parks, and neighborhoods, they'll match you with everything you want for your dream home. So when the time comes to buy or sell, call American Heritage Realtors at 816-380-6161 or visit them today online at americanheritage-realtors.com.
It's important to have a local bank. Sherwood Community Bank is the area's only locally owned bank. It's nice when your local bank is also up with the times and provides you with internet banking and a mobile banking app. We are all so busy, so sometimes being able to jump online or use an app to transfer funds at the click of a button is the easiest way to bank. So go to one of Sherwood Bank's 4 convenient locations in Urick, Creighton, Garden City, or Harrisonville and set up an account today.
And don't forget to download the Sherwood Bank app.
Want the best deal from the best dealership? Max Motors Ford, right in Harrisonville, Missouri. We make deals the others won't. More for your trade, less for your new one. Worth the drive from anywhere. We will beat any competitor's offer on a new vehicle by $500 or give you $500 and a tank of gas. With a great selection of over 800 vehicles priced at or below dealer cost. Come see why Max Ford in Harrisonville is the easiest place to buy a car. Visit us at the corner of 71 and 291 highways or shop maxford.com. Proud to sponsor our Harrisonville Wildcats.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Harrisonville, Missouri. Chad Grimmer, Gary Davidson, ready to bring you Harrisonville Wildcat football. It's a pregame show brought to you by Sherwood Community Bank. Stop in, set up an account, and take advantage of free internet banking. Going to run through our starting lineup here tonight, brought to you by Harrisonville's best lineup for insurance, Stafford and Stafford Insurance. Cats are going to get some familiar faces back tonight on the offensive side of the ball. Up front, Brody Rogers, Carson Graff, and then Keegan Rowe will be back at center. Ryan Garlock, Ethan Murray, Trevor Campbell along the line. Jacob Poisel going to move out to the tight end position. Wide receivers will be Colby Knowles and Braden Tarwater, along with Bryce Percival. In the backfield will be Josh Pesic and Jace Reynolds. Calling the plays tonight for the Cats, again, will be freshman Espen Glenn, as River Riley is still out. And those are your starting lineups, brought to you by Harrisonville's best lineup for insurance, Stafford and Stafford Insurance. All right, Gary, we're about 7-8 minutes away from your opening kick here in Harrisonville, and it's time. Let's talk about some keys to tonight's game. What do you think?
That sounds great to me.
Outwit, outplay, and outlast. A lot of people probably are like, that sounds really familiar. Well, it is. It's Survivor, the game show that's been on for about the last 20 years. And that's what the Cats and Excelsior, I think, are going to have to look at doing tonight, is survival. Both teams are going to run the ball. A lot of guys going both ways, especially on both offensive and defensive lines for both teams. The front three for Excelsior goes both ways, and the front three for the Wildcats goes both ways. So it's going to be that battle of attrition tonight, and the Cats are going to see who can outlast and outwit and survive tonight.
That's true. And, you know, we've always talked about the platooning. You know, with Harrisonville used to always platoon, and numbers kind of got down, and they quit kind of doing that. I would still like to see them platoon as much as they possibly can, because the fourth quarter is when a lot of times when you're going to win the ball games. And if you still got the energy in the fourth quarter more than the other team, you're probably going to survive, quote unquote, better off than the other team.
Yeah, and that's what you've got to do. You've got to survive. We're at the point in the season. This is the fifth game of the season. So you should have your legs under you, Gary, and you should be able to rock and roll when it comes to, you know, being fresh and healthy and just having legs under you for an entire game. You should have all your stamina you need.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Number 2, apples for all. You know what I talk about. Apple a day keeps the doctor away. Well, hopefully somebody's been feeding the Wildcats some apples, because they have been injured early and often this year, and their depth has been challenged. However, we've had some youngsters step in at key situations, crucial situations, and they've been able to do a great job and step up, and that's just going to make Harrisonville better in the long run.
Oh, yeah, next man up. We always talk about that, and in this particular case, we've had injuries early, and so that next man has had to step up. Now, hopefully we're going to get the starters back, but that doesn't take away the experience that the younger players got during the absence of the other players. So hopefully we'll be able to, you know, bring the rest of the players back in the next couple of weeks, and you know, be able to spare them occasionally when they need sparing, but hopefully it won't become because of injuries.
Well, and like we said, we got most everybody back this week. River Riley's still out, Hagen Stevenson out this week, so hopefully we get them back over the next couple of weeks. And last key for me tonight is 504 error. Please try again. We've all seen it pop up on our computer screen, and that's kind of the same thing for the Wildcats. Guess what? They're 0-4. Those games don't mean anything. Chiefs went 1-3 in preseason, and they're the best team in football, and they're 3-0 now. Same thing for Harrisonville. Take those 4 games, throw them out, and go back to start. And now you're 0-0. Conference season starts tonight, and this is your second season. And then guess what? We have a third season coming up in 5 games as we start district play. So you got to take it with a grain of salt. You don't want to be 0-4. However, know that you can quickly turn that around and be 5-0 in 5 weeks if you do everything right.
And I believe we've seen several years ago when we were state champions how things were different in the different seasons. So I'm not saying that that's going to happen or it's not. I'm just saying the first part of the season is preparation. This is where our games start to mean something.
Absolutely. So, conference opener tonight, Warrensburg up the road at Pleasant Hill, and that means the good old I-70 rivalry is going tonight, as well as Odessa and Oak Grove are going to be taking battle. So those are your 3 games in the MRVC tonight and maybe tomorrow night. I actually think Oak Grove and Odessa may be playing at 5 o'clock tomorrow night. I do know Warrensburg and Pleasant Hill are playing tonight. Talked to one of their coaches. He actually has class right before my class, and I've had classes with him over the last couple of years at UCM, and he's now an assistant at Warrensburg. So we've been talking back and forth the last couple of weeks. That being said, it's your pregame show brought to you by Sherwood Community Bank. Set up an account today and take advantage of free internet banking. The coin toss now is going on. We'll let you know who wins that coin toss, and it's brought to you by Hawthorne Bank. Take your extra coin into Hawthorne and start a savings account today. Never too early to start saving that money. Wildcat captains are out on the field. Carson Graff along with Jacob Poisel going to change numbers, it looks like, the 42 being a tight end. And then also Trevor Campbell and Carson Crowley, 3 seniors and a junior out there for the Wildcats as they have the coin flip going. Cats wearing those black uniforms, black tops, black bottoms, blue shoulders, I guess you could say, with the blue number and the white outline. They got the blue helmet, of course, with the Wildcat on one side, the number on the other side. Excelsior Spring is going to be in their away white tops, gold numbers, gold pants, black helmet with the tiger on theirs as they're going through the routine on the field. Officials are talking it over with both sides here as we're getting ready for high school football. And we will see who wins that toss momentarily. They're right in there in the thick of it. They got the camera down there. I like that. I like the camera view we have down there. Now they've moved it back out to a different camera. So looks like Excelsior has won the toss.
Good, I like that.
And they're going to take the ball. So that's how we're going to start things. We'll take a quick 30-second timeout. We'll be back with your opening kickoff after this. Thanks for joining us for the Sherwood Community Bank pregame show.
You have choices, and they want to work together like the Wildcat football team to make sure you have the best insurance coverage out there. To see what their team can do for you, call Cameron Chenoweth at 816-380-3996 and Lacey Domnick at 816-380-2700.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. We're ready for your opening kickoff. Brought to you by Young's Tire and Wheel Center. Those old tires, kick those old tires to the curb and go see Young's Tire and Wheel Center for new tires. So we are ready for high school football. Cats going to kick from the south to the north. From north to south will be Excelsior Springs, or for directionally challenged. Harrisonville going to go from right to left, and the Excelsior Springs Tigers are going to go from left to right. Time for Thursday Night Lights. This is a new one for us, and we're ready for the opening kickoff. Here comes the kick. It's like that was Colby Knowles with the kick. Right up the middle he goes with it, back to about the 15, up to about the 30, 32-yard line for Excelsior Springs. And that's where they're going to start business, about the 32-yard line. So it'll be a 1st and 10 coming up for Excelsior Springs. Marking about the 33, it looks like. So we are just underway here. Glum under center. He's got a running back right behind him in the backfield. Going to flip-flop sides here. 2 wide receivers out to the right side. And they're going to hand off. No, Glum going to keep it himself. Goes around the end. Barrels forward. Going to get up to about the 41-yard line. Quick gain of 8 right there. And nothing fancy about that. Just a quarterback keeper around the end for 8 yards. And it's going to bring up 2nd down and a pair.
Yeah, and I found out the other player that had all the rushes last year, he transferred out of Excelsior, so neither one of those players are back next year or this year.
So wide receiver out to the left side this time, Glum under center. Here we go on second down, and this time they hand it off, a gain of about 5 or 6.
Number 6, Tanner Phillips, the ball carrier, the junior. He'll be brought down by the senior defensive back, Braden Tarwater, number 2.
It said
First and 10 for the Tigers.
Tanner Phillips, number 6, with the carry.
Just underway here, first quarter action. Like to take the
Really hard to see those numbers on Excelsior Springs jerseys. Go wide receiver, close to midfield for Excelsior Springs here. First and 10, again, they're going to carry it and into the secondary, first down and then some. And this is reminiscent of the start last year. Excelsior Springs, they're just running right at you and running right over Harrisonville in the early going. Another quick 15 yards, and Jacob Poisel takes them down after the big game, but they're down to the Wildcat 39-yard line already. Again, Glum with the carry.
First and 10. Glum under center.
Yeah, Phillips behind him in the backfield. They're going to go in motion. They're going to hand off to Phillips, and he's not going to get anywhere. He's going to be pushed back.
And off number 21, the sophomore Lucas Shelton. Brings up second down, gain of 3 yards on the play.
That's Lucas Shelton, and again, I'm going to have to go back and get my the coach sent me starters, and neither one of these guys were anywhere near a starter on the game. So I'm going to have to get my trusty pen and marker out. Going to bring up a second down here. 2 wide receiver set out to the left side. Second down and 8 coming up. And up the middle, they're going to go cut down after a quick gain.
Number 6, Tanner Phillips, the junior.
And that is Phillips with the carry. Brings up a third down and 3.
So flag on the play. I'm not sure exactly. That came from the back judge kind of late, so I'm not sure exactly what it was.
Shows personal foul, I guess, but nevertheless, going to be another first down for Excelsior after the penalty. And I almost wonder, sometimes coaches just don't send me the correct starters thinking I'm just going to call up Coach Anchor or whoever the coach of the other team is and let them know what the starting lineup was going to be, as they've had film on them all year long. So I don't think that would ever be the case, but penalty on the Cats takes it all the way into the red zone, down to about the 17-yard line. So Excelsior Springs starting this game off well. And it goes all the way inside the 20-yard line. Excelsior is in a business here. Looks like he has 21 Shelton behind him in the backfield again. And this time they're going to give it to the second guy through. Going to get a couple of yards, and then the Cats going to gang tackle there.
Short gain of the play. Number 1, Caleb Mayfield.
That was Mayfield on the carry this time.
Brought down by a host of Wildcats. Lead tackler number 22, Carson Crowley. Number 4, Carson Miller.
Brings up second down at about 6.
Second and 6 for Glum and company.
So Glum under center this time. See if he calls his own number this time, and he's going to keep it himself. Gets to the outside, inside the 10 to the 5, and cut down.
That's Brandon Glum, senior quarterback. They run down by number 15, Sean Carruthers, the junior defensive back for the
The one thing I would say about the Cats early this season and all season long that I've noticed that they've struggled with it last week, is that initial contact of wrapping up and taking down. They're just getting ran over at that initial contact and giving up 5 and 6 more yards, Gary.
Well, I know the last game at home, there were so many missed tackles at the very beginning. I mean, if the initial contact they would have made, the Clum's going to keep it, follow his blockers, but he's not going to get in.
So Glum took off that time, got a keeper. He got a couple, going to bring up second and goal from about the 2. Keegan Rowe going to check into the game for the Cats. Going to bring in that extra big body on the line.
And obviously they're not doing anything fancy. I mean, they're just doing a little bit of misdirection here and there. But like that one he just reversed out and was following his blockers trying to get in the end zone.
One thing I will say, though, over the years that I've known with that Coach Schenker defense, a lot of times, first series of the game, you'll think, man, they look out of sorts. But he does great in-game adjustments. It's like he's going to say, well, we're going to see what they're going to do this first round, and then we'll take care of business. And, again, they're going to go with Blum and spins in for a touchdown, and it's 6-0. Excelsior Springs pounds the ball 68 yards for a touchdown, takes about 5 minutes off of the clock, not quite 4 minutes and 7 seconds, and that is an Excelsior touchdown, and it is 6-0 Excelsior Springs. Ready to kick it through is Excelsior here. Have the ball lined up. Nothing fancy here. They just go right after it. Everybody else going with swinging gates and wild formations on the extra point. Excelsior says, we're going to line up, we're going to kick it, and they bust it through. No, missed it to the near side, and it will stay 6-0. We'll take a timeout. Cats trail 6-0.
Atkinson Funeral Home and Cremation Services have been serving families in the area since 1929. The Atkinsons take great pride in being members of the community. They will soon graduate a fourth-generation Wildcat, and with this kind of commitment to Harrisonville, you know Atkinson Funeral Home will be there for you. As always, they are proud supporters of the Harrisonville Wildcats.
All right, welcome back. We're ready for another kickoff brought to you by Young's Tire and Wheel Center. Kick those old tires to the curb and go see Young's Tire and Wheel Center today. Remember, it's a kick contest. If the Wildcats return a kick or a punt for a touchdown, one lucky fan, that lucky fan being Sabrina Cox, will win a Sonic gift card of $80 tonight. She will also win one for $5 for just participating. So Cats would love to get her an $80 gift card here this evening. Cats back deep to return this one, but also look like they got a couple of hands guys up front. And this is going to be a short kick. Somebody's going to have to take it. Picked up by the Cats at about the 35-yard line. That's Colby Knowles. And you know he's been just itching for that first bit of contact this year, Gary. He gets it up to about the 32-yard line.
And Reynolds is limping off the field. I mean, limping. He is not going to be in the first play. Not sure exactly what happened. Obviously, he didn't return the ball, so he's out. Hopefully they can go over and look and maybe get him taped up. Looked like it was an ankle, actually, is what it looks like. And so Polk's going to be out there behind Pesic.
So Pesic and Polk. Espen Glenn, the freshman, going to be under center. Two wide receivers set out to the near side. Here we go on 1st and 10 for the Cats, and they're going to pass it. They got it out in the flat. No, they're going to go deep, and they've got their man Knowles. He's got it to the 30, to the 20, and he tripped up. He got a turf monster. But Espen Glenn, the freshman, says, hey, watch this. And he unloads down the sideline for a big chunk of yardage. It looks like 48 yards. I believe 48. I could be wrong. So it'll be ball at the 20-yard line. That's a Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center first down. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances. So 1st and 10 Cats.
And that was a good pass.
It's a very good pass. Perfectly placed. Colby's mad now. The turf monster got him. Here we go. Now, Espen Glenn able to jump on it quickly. The freshman heads-up play by him, but that's what you see a little bit when you have the new quarterback. Nothing, you just don't have that repetition with your – and you got a new center in there tonight.
Right.
Keegan Rowe, his first game back. Espen Glenn, they haven't worked together. So that's something to watch as the game goes on.
Reynolds comes back in.
So brings up 2nd down and 10. Drayden Polk comes out of the ball game. I have Cecil to the near side, Knowles to the far side. I formation in the backfield, Glenn under center. And here we go on 1st down. Hand it to Reynolds, and Reynolds gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Going to bring up 3rd down and 10. Only bad thing about that bobbled snap on 1st down is you lose a down. It's almost like a penalty, so to speak. Then on 2nd down, you get nowhere. You're in 4-down territory being at the 20-yard line. However, you would like it not to be 3rd and 10, maybe 3rd and 6 or something would be a lot more manageable.
You know, I was watching Atkinson kick before the game. He could kick a pretty good field goal, and he looked like he was doing pretty accurate as well. So hopefully we maybe found the kicker as we move into conference and on forward from that.
So here we go, I formation again. Glenn looking to pass. He's got his man up in the air and could not come down with it. That was Knowles, and it's going to bring up 4th and 10. Good pass again by the freshman right there.
And that would have been for a first down as well. So
ball is 4th and 10. Cecil going to bring the play in. Cat's going to go for it here on 4th down. Early going. 6 minutes to go here, halfway through the first quarter, and the Cats trail 6-0. Knowles to the right, Cecil to the left. I formation, Pesic in front of Reynolds in the backfield, and Espen Glenn under center, the freshman. Here we go on 4th down. They're going to give it through to.
Not going to get it. It's going to get 9, but not 10.
Jace got close, couldn't quite come up with it, and it'll be a turnover on downs. Excelsior have it at their own 11-yard line. So a decent drive by the Cats. Saw some good, saw some bad. And now the defense is going to have to step up and get a stop here, Gary.
Yes, they are.
So a heavy dose of Glum on that first set, along with Mayfield and Shelton. Had some carries in there, and Cole as well. So Glum under center here on 1st and 10. They're going to man in motion. They're going to go right up the middle with it, and nothing fancy, about a 7-yard gain.
Number 6, Tanner Phillips.
And that was Phillips. So Phillips with the carry. So brings up 2nd and about 7.
6-yard gain on the play, 2nd down and 4 action coming up. Officials running the ball, the 19-yard line, ball between the seams. 5:27 and rolling. Let's play in this.
So here we go on 2nd down. Cats need a stop here deep in territory. Wide receiver out to the left side. And up the middle they're going to go. Cats all over it this time. Trevor Campbell says, "You're not going anywhere, Mr. Glum," and hammers him in the backfield for a loss of about a yard. Pretty good spot on that one.
An excellent spot.
Brings up 3rd down. Brody Rogers in there as well to help finish it off, but Trevor Campbell, the initial contact. And again, there goes those adjustments a little bit. Starting to see what they're doing defensively and offensively is Excelsior. Cats are starting to see what they're doing offensively and being able to get in there. Brings up a 3rd down and 5 for Excelsior. 2 wide receivers out to the right side. Going to go in motion.
Nothing fancy. That
And
same quarterback.
That little spin move off the end. And he is hammered down, and Excelsior are going to have to punt. So a good answer by the Wildcat defense right there. And it'll bring up 4th down for Excelsior. And we'll see if they do that. They did this last year. They kind of wait a couple of seconds, and they run everybody out on the field. Didn't wait too long that time.
So 4th down and 3 for Excelsior Springs, and punt formation will be shown.
So here we go, 4th down. Excelsior set to punt it away. Knowles back along with Tarwater. We have not called his name yet. He's back out there. And they're going to kick it, and it looks like Tarwater is going to call for, I thought he called for a fair catch, but he grabs it and hammered down at about the 46-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10, Cats from their own 46. 3:39 to go here in the first quarter. You know, we talked about it a little bit last year, Gary. I don't even remember when River took over. His first game was pretty good first game as well. Threw some good balls, and he was only a sophomore. And we said, wow, the Cats going to have a little bit of a quarterback competition. And now Espen Glenn, the freshman, comes out here. First freshman to start for the Wildcats since Kelly Donahoe. He was a pretty good quarterback. And shown that he can throw the ball around.
Every throw that he's had has been a nice tight spiral and on the money. I mean, so you got to be happy with what you're seeing.
Jace Reynolds, and he busts through the first line, ball on the ground, but right there, ball bounces the right way for the Wildcats. So Reynolds, very uncharacteristically, coughs it up, but Andrew Cecil right there to grab it. Brings up a 2nd and 2 into Excelsior territory down to the 46 of Excelsior Springs, but you're exactly right. Throwing a good ball, both that first down should have been caught by Colby Knowles.
Yeah, and then would have been inside the 5 and more likely gotten a touchdown. So you got to be extremely happy with the replacement of Glenn and with River right now. So absolutely, and he looks comfortable back there.
Wide receiver left, wide receiver to the right, and handoff again. I believe that was Reynolds, and he gets close to that first down. Not quite going to get it. Going to bring up third and about a half yard for the Cats here with 2:45 to go here in the first quarter. Cats trail 6-0, trying to answer the early Excelsior Springs touchdown. Cecil brings it in. Yet to see Tarwater on offense, though, as he came back for the punt return.
And Crowley's in there now. He had the last play. I'm not sure. I'm trying to find Reynolds down on the sidelines, but
so third and short coming up, and they give it to Crowley, and he's got a first down inside the 45, down to about the 41-yard line. And that's a Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center first down. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances right here in Harrisonville off of Plaza Drive. I have a Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center refrigerator, washer and dryer in my house. Always take care of us. Go see Erlene, the staff, Stacy, all the rest of them. They will take care of you.
So now I see Reynolds back in there, so I'm not sure if they're just trying to spare Reynolds a little bit or if he's still got a problem from that first kickoff return.
So it'll be a 1st and 10 in Excelsior Springs territory at the 41. Glenn under center, and he's going to hand off for Reynolds. Reynolds gets to the outside. He doesn't look like he's got any ill effects on that run. It's going to be 10 plus, give him 20, all the way down to the 21-yard line. So a 20-yard run from the 41 to the 21, and that moves the Wildcat chains. Actually, the 22-yard line, so a 19-yard run by the sophomore running back for the Wildcats. Number 3 in the area. We'll get to that in a minute. 1st and 10, that means Troby's Home Appliance Center first down. I think Troby's first. Wide receiver left, wide receiver right, I formation again, Glenn under center. He's got Cecil to the near side, Knowles to the far side. And he's going to hand off for Reynolds. Reynolds gets back to the line of scrimmage. Might have got a half yard. Going to gain positive yardage by falling forward, but very short gain. Going to bring up 2nd down for the Cats. Again, you're in that 4-down territory. We were talking about Espen playing quarterback. What I was trying to get at is competition at the quarterback spot is never a bad thing. That's going to drive both guys to be better.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's one thing that's going to push whoever is going to be starter at the next game or the next season.
So wide receiver left, wide receiver right, I formation, Glenn under center. Here we go on 2nd down, and try to get to the outside. Spin move by Reynolds. He tried to back his way down. Inside the 20, he goes to the 19. So that'll be a gain of about 4. And that runs the clock. And the Cats, I don't think, are going to even run another play here. 20 seconds to go.
And what did you say? That it was going to be a quick game. I don't know if it was on the air or off the air, but that was a very quick first quarter. There's 11 seconds. I guess they are going to run something.
So going to run one more play here. It'll be 3rd down and long for the Cats. And Glenn flushed out of the pocket and looks good and directing traffic out there. He's trying to throw it. He throws it off his back foot. Back of the end zone.
Touchdown.
Touchdown Wildcats.
Oh.
What a throw by the freshman, Espen Glenn.
I didn't see who caught it, though.
I believe that might have been Tarwater. It looked like it was Tarwater in the back of the end zone. Espen Glenn pulling his inner Patrick Mahomes, rolling out, directing traffic, and chucks it to the back corner of the end zone for a touchdown. Wow. Who's this guy?
Looks like Mahomes on that play.
6-6 our score. Extra point coming up. Atkinson puts it up, puts it through, and the Cats lead 7-6. That touchdown brought to you by our good friends at Young's Auto Repair. Allow them to give you that just right touch on your car when it needs fixed. We'll be right back.
It's happened to all of us. We buy new tires and a week later we run over a nail. Good news. Buy your tire at Young's Tire and Wheel Center and you get free flat repair for the life of your tires. Have a bad tire and need a replacement but you don't want to break the bank? Young's can help you with that as well with a huge assortment of quality used tires. So when the time comes for new tires or a replacement, go to the shop that Harrisonville trusts on South Commercial, a stone's throw from Forged by Fire.
When 14 needs tires, they call Young's. Yes!
All right, welcome back. Cats set to kick it off here. Kickoff brought to you by Young's Tire and Wheel Center. Kick those old tires to the curb and go see Young's Tire and Wheel Center for new tires. This is, Gary, correct me if I'm wrong, you were the voice on week 2, but is this the first time the Wildcats have led since way back in week 1 at 6-0 late in the first half?
I believe so.
So we'll see what the Cats do playing in front here, give them a little confidence, maybe some momentum.
That's the word I was going to say is confidence. That drive, even though it was a short drive, they've had 2 long drives.
There's a high end over end kick drilled back to about the 15. Excelsior Springs going to take it up to the 30, 35, and down at the 36-yard line. It'll be first down and 10 for Excelsior Springs. They're going to go right to left here in the second quarter, south to north. Cats going to go north to south and left to right. So Glum going to take his team to the line of scrimmage.
Well, so far they've had 12 plays, 12 runs. So
chances are they're going to run. Glum under center, got the 2 backs off the end. They're going to go in motion with one of them. They're going to hand off through a couple yards. That's it. Cats close on it quickly. Going to bring up second down and 8. Couple of things I like. I like how quickly the Cats are getting to the ball on the last 2 drives, Gary, and I like how they're gang tackling, wrapping up, and taking them down immediately.
A lot different than the first drive and a lot different than the last 4 games.
So second down and 8 coming up with 11:30 to go here. First half of this one, Cats lead 7-6 over Excelsior Springs. Excelsior 4-0 on the season. Cats are 0-4. However, we've talked about it. Basically, both teams 0-0 as we've started conference competition. 1 wide receiver out right side, 2 backs off the end, back in the backfield, and nowhere to go, and then Glum has to take it himself. That was a busted play. Somebody messed up in the backfield because Glum didn't have anybody to hand off to, and that's going to bring up about a 3rd and 6.
No, he was reading the end or the tackle, and the ball stayed out there, and nobody was coming for it. So it was he realized what had happened and then did what he was supposed to do, and that's take it to the line.
So a 3rd and 6 for Excelsior. Big 3rd down, I think, for both teams right here for early season or early game momentum. 2 wide receivers going off to the left side this time. In tight on that side here, and they're going to look to pass this time. They're going to throw it out in the flats, incomplete. Maybe that's why they haven't thrown the ball, as he overthrew his receiver out in the flats. That pass is intended for Caleb Mayfield, and Excelsior going to have to punt it away with 10:23 to go here in the first half.
Well, the first series they went 67 yards. Last series they went 6 yards, and this series they went 4. So it's getting better for the Cats all along.
Remember, if the Cats return a kick for a touchdown, a lucky fan will win a Sonic gift card. That lucky fan is Sabrina Cox.
Oh, nice punt.
That is a high end-over-end kick, and the Cats let it bounce inside the 10 down to about the 9-yard line, and it'll be Cats ball inside their own 10, so Sabrina Cox is not going to win a Sonic gift card on that kick return. You like that kick coverage? Well, then do you want some insurance coverage like that kick coverage? Go see my friend Brad Sainer at Farmers Insurance in the A-Frame on Commercial Street, and he will take care of you.
And he was flexing it at the Royals game last night. I don't know if you saw that or not, but he made the flex. He made the flex screen.
How did I miss that?
I have no idea.
Well, I did have a 3- and 5-year-old, so I know how I probably missed it. First and 10, Cats inside their own 10. Going to be at their own 8-yard line. Glenn going to be under center here. 2 wide receivers set out to the right side. And Glenn going to hand it off for Reynolds. Reynolds gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. And this is one of those situations where that center quarterback exchange is so important here, Gary. Deep in your own territory, new quarterback, new center, you've got to be able to take care of the football down in your own territory.
And with that exchange like that, a lot of times just a split second makes a difference on how the play is going to develop, because it gives the defense just that much more time to get upfield in the backfield.
2 wide receivers to the near side. I formation in the backfield. Glenn again under center. And this time Glenn going to give it off. And out to the outside.
It's a foot race now.
He's got to the 30. Little juke move by Jace Reynolds on the far side. A little stop and go. And got a couple more yards out of it. All the way up to the 36-yard line.
28-yard gain.
So 28 yards by the sophomore. And the Cats get out of the shadow of their own end zone up to the 31-yard line. Percival brings his play in. That's a Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center first down. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances. Again, I'm still going to petition for Jace Reynolds to have a Troby's Maytag patch on his uniform. 2 wide receivers out to the near side here. And again, the ball is on the turf. Excelsior saying they got it. And the Cats come up with it. Espen not happy, clapping his hands together after that play, but somehow, again, he was able to get to that.
Well, a lot of times what happens is you're antsy to get out of there. Zach did a lot of that. You're trying to take that step back and get back before the ball gets up to you. So it's not only the exchange, but also making sure that the ball gets up into the crotch of the center, or the quarterback stays underneath the center until.
And I almost wonder, too, and we haven't seen either of those plays develop because it all basically was dead at the line. I wonder if he's doing that when he's going to pass. He wants that little extra quickness. You don't know that's what it is, but Cat's going to go trips and go with the shotgun this time. 3 wide receivers set, 2 your right, 1 to your left, and Glenn looking to pass. And he's going to unload one deep down the middle, popped up in the air and incomplete. Probably not a pass you want to throw, but he'll learn. He'll see that one in the game film. Percival was the intended target. Brings up 3rd down and about 11. That was the first time I've seen him look like a freshman out there, Gary, is you probably don't want to throw that one into double coverage on your shorter receiver.
Right.
You throw a jump ball, you're going to want to throw that jump ball up to a Tarwater or a Knowles or even an Atkinson when he's in there.
Right.
So a 3rd down and long coming up for the Cats from their own 35-yard line.
But that is a learning experience. That play right there he's going to learn from for future plays.
So 3 wide receivers out to the near side. They're looking for a little bubble screen. They get it to Knowles. He breaks the first tackle, but only gets a couple. And it's going to be up to the 36-yard line. And the Cats are going to have to punt here. But what they're doing is they're mixing and matching, and they're keeping the defense honest right here. Colby Knowles. So 7:42. That was Colby Knowles on the reception. Norris Vance back to punt. He had a good game punting last week. Gary was not here, but Norris had some solid punts for the Cats, and the Cats found themselves a new punter. And here we go. That punt is off at the 40, going to roll sideways and be blown dead at about the 38-yard line. Going to mark it 39 as that's where he was standing. Cecil was there to down it. So 7:20 to go here, first half, 7-6 our score. Excelsior going to have their best field position of the ball game at the 39-yard line. Glum under center, those 2 backs flanked off the end. Going to go in motion. And now they're going to go back and reset with 10 seconds on the play clock. Glum looks back over to the sidelines. Looks down at his wrist here. And the 1st and 10 coming up. And they're going to go in motion. And again, nowhere to go. And Glum is hammered at the line of scrimmage, fighting and clawing for that 1 yard of yardage. Brings up 2nd down and 9. And I don't know if that was a busted play again or if maybe that's just by design to make it look like that. You never know. Every coach, I mean, come on, Florida ran a guy backwards in formation a couple of weeks ago to try to throw the other team off. So don't tell me it couldn't be possible. I know you're laughing, Gary. I'm going to say busted play, but you never know with coaches because sometimes coaches have some crazy ideas. What do you think?
That's a busted play.
Did you not see a couple of weeks ago the Florida wide receiver lined up pointing the wrong way before he went in motion?
No.
Yeah. So coaches do
But
silly
that
things.
wasn't a busted play.
It wasn't. That's what I'm saying. So how do we know that was a busted play?
Because that was a play. He was just standing in formation.
Hey, I'm just having fun.
I know
it's
you
all
are.
good.
I'm still talking about our quarterback.
Absolutely.
That was an excellent throw on the run, and it was funny because he was directing traffic as he made his way out into the flat to get away from the pass rush, and made a perfect throw in the corner.
Yeah, and there was a lot going on that play at the high school level. You've got guys going both ways, back and forth, running into each other that could possibly run into each other. Your offense has to hold its blocks. And when a quarterback rolls out, coaches hold their breath because a lot of times the high school kid especially is going to hold, trying to keep their guy on the inside. You got the two guys running along the sideline in the back of it. They got to come down with the catch inbounds, which happened. So a lot happening on that play, and I was proud of all of them for holding and doing their assignment on that one because if somebody fails at their assignment, the whole team loses on that play.
Yeah, we've got a little bit of a timeout. Must be a clock problem or something because he's looking up at the scoreboard and then looking up at the press box.
So we are awaiting here. We did have a microphone on our officials for a couple of games.
Yeah, but I believe the last game there was something said, was there not, if I recall?
The last game, I believe a couple of those four-letter words you can't say on the radio came out of the official's mouth, and that quickly was the last time we've seen the mic on the officials.
Yeah.
So 7:02 to go here in the first half. Glum brings his team to the line of scrimmage. We're going to go with a offset or a power run game in the backfield. Going to get about 3 or 4 more yards. So split backs in the backfield. And Mayfield with the carry. Gets to the 45, brings up 3rd down and 4. So Excelsior not happy the last couple of series with their program that they were running on the kind of the winged T, so to speak. You have the two backs off the end, the running back in the backfield. They go to a split back scenario here with a tight end or a fullback in the backfield. Under center is Glum. And here they go on 3rd down. Glum going to follow his blockers, and he's not going to get there. He's going to be short. Has about a yard and a half to go.
Well, here's a decision to make. Are they going to do like Baltimore last week and go on 4th down every play and go for 2 points on every touchdown?
But speaking of that shows you the Patrick Mahomes effect. They're going to go up, they're going to run up and go for it quickly, try to catch the Cats off guard here on 4th down. Big 4th down coming up. They may just try to run it down and then decide to kick it away too, because early on in the game, and no, Glum going to take it. He's got it. And he'll get it to the 50, so the ball right at midfield. But back to talking about Patrick Mahomes and how Baltimore went for it a lot on 4th down, goes for 2-point conversions as well. Well, Patrick Mahomes, he said it, Harbaugh even said it, he said, we're playing possessions. We're not playing the field position battle. He was like, you got to try to score every possession against that team. That's what they tried to do. He said it doesn't matter if it's 30 yards or 90 yards, Mahomes can go it. So 1st and 10. Wide receiver out to the left side. They're going to go in motion this time. And Glum looking to throw. He just chucks it downfield.
Oh!
Cats almost come up with it. Miscommunication right there.
I'm sorry, but I saw that coming. 2 of our players, who's going to take out who? That was what I'm.
Percival and Knowles. And Colby comes out. Colby's been in all of a quarter and a half. He's going to come to the sideline real quick. I think he may have just got the wind knocked out of him. Brings up a 2nd and 10. And that's where one of your linebackers got to call out ball so that they can see that, because that would have been an interception right there as he threw that one up for grabs. 2nd down and 10 from midfield. And Glum again going to take it to the outside, right past Norris. Vance, he got a handle on him, though, slowed him up, and finally taken down. And that was Carson Crowley who corrals him, brings up a 3rd down and about 4 from the 44. So 3rd down coming up. I think Colby may have just got the wind knocked out of him. Helmet right in the rib cage or right into the midsection will do that. 3rd down and 4. We'll call it 4, just a little over 4. It looks like the way the chains are stretched out over there. They go on 3rd down. Going to go in motion, and this time they're going to hand it off in a 1st down run off the end on the right side. Quick run off the right side, and that was Phillips. So we had a 1st and 10 down to the 40-yard line with 4:14 to go here in the first half of play. So the clock will roll. Ball on the 40. Under center again is Glum, and this time he hands off. He's got a quick running lane. Going to be stopped at the 35-yard line. Shelton that time. So 5-yard gain brings up 2nd down and 5. 35, you got to figure it's 4-down territory for Excelsior as well, as they're down at the 35. Cats got to get some negative yardage plays or some no-gain plays here on the next couple of plays, Gary, to make it a 4th and not 1. You want it to be 4th and 4, 4th and 5. Make them earn that 1st down.
And maybe one of those trick plays that you were talking about will happen again.
Could be. So 2nd down, 5. Glum under center. And this time he's going to keep it himself. He spins and gets a 1st down inside the 30 to the 29. They're going to mark him at the 30, but enough for another Excelsior 1st down. Sean Carruthers comes back into the ball game.
Yeah, they're not really doing anything special with that. Probably out of the 12 runs that he's had, Glum's had probably 5 of those that would just reverse out and follow your blockers. I mean, that's pretty much all it is, smash mouth football.
So 1st and 10 again. Good drive by Excelsior Springs here, running a lot of clock. And this time they hand it off, and into the secondary goes, I believe that was Mayfield. Gets about an 8-yard gain. So a 2nd down coming up.
Well, with a drive starting on their own 39, that's the 10th play of the drive down to the Cats 22. So the Cats need to stiffen up here.
Bringing that extra defensive lineman here. They're going to flip-flop sides with their tight end here. Have another back off the end on the right side. They're going to go in motion with it. Hand off inside the 15 and rides down inside the 15. Carson Crowley with the tackle. Down to the 12-yard line. So another 1st down to the 12 or 13-yard line. Cats defense, see if they can stiffen up here. You know what's coming. See if that inside interior can stiffen up here. 2 minutes to go in the first half. Cats clinging to a 7-6 lead. Good news is Cats will get the ball after the break.
I'd like to see him get the ball here, stop on downs.
There we go, in motion on 1st down, and right up the middle they go. Mayfield going to get inside the 10 to the 7.
Grayson Figueroa making his first carry tonight. The senior running back on the stop, number 2, Braden Tarwater, and number 22, Carson Crowley.
So brings up a 2nd down and 4. Let this attach the binoculars to my eyes because I cannot see those numbers.
No, the numbers, I mean, they look like all the same to me.
So with 1:14 to go, Excelsior going to call a timeout. We'll take a timeout as well. Cats lead 7-6. Excelsior knocking on the door.
What do you look for when you're buying a used vehicle? How about honesty and integrity, along with a reliable vehicle? That's why you should turn to Steve Holland at Holland Auto Sales. Selling reliable vehicles in Harrisonville for 35 years means Holland's will be around when it's time to buy. At Holland's, you get more than a nice vehicle. You get a friend in the car business.
The where the grammars go, Hans Auto Sales, and ask for Steve.
All right, second down and about 4 coming up for Excelsior Springs from the 7 of the Wildcats. They need a first down to the 4, a touchdown they could get as well. Here as they're inside the 10-yard line of the Cats. Cats had a couple of good drives defensively. This one, Excelsior Springs kind of goes back and looks like they did on the first drive of this ball game. Second down and about 4 coming up for Excelsior Springs.
Back to the contest we go.
Glum brings his team to the line of scrimmage.
Second down.
Back behind him in the backfield. They're going to go in motion. And now going to have to back it back up and try it again. Trying to read what the defense was doing, I think, there with the guy in motion. And here we go, and this time Glum just going to take it himself and pushes his way inside the 5 down to about the 2. And it'll be a first and goal, Excelsior Springs. So clock will stop momentarily. I almost, if I'm the Wildcats, they got all 3 timeouts left. I almost use my timeouts right here on first down, second down, third down, and try to get the ball back, because if they score, you're going to want a little bit of time left in the. They're going to go split backs and into the end zone for 6. And that was Mayfield in for 6, number 1. Makes it a 12-7 game. So a first down run for a touchdown. And Excelsior regains the lead at 12-7.
Had the ball for 6 minutes and a little over 6 minutes and 30 seconds on that.
Fast moving clock here in the first half of this one as we are about to halftime. They're going to go for 2 again. And this time they're going to get it in, and it's a 14-7 ball game with 54 seconds to go in the half. We'll take a timeout. Cats trail by a touchdown.
Insurance doesn't have to be a bad word, especially when all the insurance you need is under one roof. Auto, commercial, life, health, farm, or crop insurance, they have you covered. With a lineup like that, they are sure to be the team covered. So instead of dreading a call to get an insurance quote, call the team that will line up with the best of them. The team at Stafford & Stafford Insurance, located on Commercial across from Holland's Auto Sales.
All right, welcome back. Excelsior Springs set to kick it off from the south to the north. Cats trying to get on the board before halftime. This would just be stealing points at this point, Gary. Only 54 seconds to go before halftime. Kickoff brought to you by Young's Tire and Wheel Center. Kick those old tires to the curb. Go see Young's Tire and Wheel Center for new tires. Good news is Cats have 54 seconds and all 3 of their timeouts. If the Wildcats return a kick or a punt for a touchdown, that lucky fan, Sabrina Cox, will win an $80 Sonic gift card. If one isn't returned, the jackpot will grow by $10 every week, and she will win a $5 gift card just for participating in our contest.
Well, I got to give a shout out to my son. My son must be listening and watching.
Little high end over end kick going to be taken by the Cats at the 30. That'll be Percival, and he cuts into the middle to the 35 and stays on his feet up close to the 38. So 47 seconds to go. Quite a bit of time. You know, Gary, I remember back 20 years ago, 25 years ago, that's even scarier. 25 years ago next year, when I was in high school, 2 minutes was, you almost had to have 2 minutes or more to score at the high school level, college. You know, it was like that 2-minute offense. Now you're seeing teams shorten the field and score in 30 and 40 seconds. So 47 seconds, clock stops. You got 3 timeouts. You got plenty of time.
I don't think way back then they stopped on first downs either. I'm not sure about that. It's been so long since I played, but.
Cat's going to go I formation. Glenn looking to pass, and he's going to chuck it downfield. He's got Knowles to the 30, 25, 20, into the end zone. Touchdown! Colby Knowles from Espen Glenn, and the Cats answer just like that. You know what I feel like right now, Gary, after I talk about this touchdown? That touchdown brought to you by Young's Auto Repair. Allow them to give you that just right touch on your car when it needs fixed. I feel like the announcers on the movie Varsity Blues years ago when that movie came out, when Jonathan Moxon came into the game. Well, who's this guy? Jonathan Moxon comes into the ball game saying the same thing about Espen Glenn. Cats going to call a timeout on the extra point. They've answered to within one. Extra point is coming up. We'll stay right here because you never know. It could be a 20-second timeout, and then we're sitting here waiting. But nevertheless, Gary, what an answer by the Cats, and what an answer by the freshman quarterback.
Well, and the beauty of it is I don't think that Excelsior Springs is going to score in 30 seconds because they mostly run. I may be mistaken. So we're going to go into score at halftime, tied, hopefully, or ahead, and then we get the ball in the second half.
Knock on wood as I knock.
I'm positive. I'm optimistic.
So the extra point coming up from Kennedy Atkinson. The hold by Percival. There's a snap. The kick is up. It is good. And we're tied at 14 apiece. We'll take a timeout. Cats, answer quickly.
One of the scariest things to do is to take your car to a mechanic. No reason to be scared when you have the best mechanics around right here in Harrisonville. Colby and the crew at Colby's Car Clinic are all ASE certified mechanics with the latest equipment to keep your vehicle running smoothly year in and year out. So don't be scared. Go to Colby's Car Clinic and take the fear out of getting your car fixed. Give Colby a call at 816-380-3000 or go see them in the big blue building behind O'Reilly's.
We got alumni listening. Zach Davidson texts in and let us know he was listening tonight. But
yeah, and he would be here tonight other than he goes to work in about an hour and a half. So
but
he's got
I
the
would
midnight shift.
imagine we've got alums all over the area listening to this game with it being on a Thursday night, not being able to come back home.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So here we go. There's a kick, and it's right up the middle, drilled, and now they have to fall on it.
Oh, well, wait a minute.
And he fell on it, then got off of the ball, then went back for it. That was – I believe that's – I'll tell you, that could have been 5, 1, 8, 7. All the single-digit numbers look exactly the same. So it'll be 1st and 10 Excelsior from their own 37-yard line. What the Cats would like here is them to maybe try to get fancy and pass, and Cats could fall down on a interception or something right here. So Cats will call a timeout. We will, you know what, we'll keep it right here with you because we only have 34 seconds to go before we get to the half. Been impressed so far this first half of the offense of the Wildcats. A couple of games in a row, pound the ball. They haven't been afraid to throw the ball tonight, and they've kept Excelsior honest.
Well, he is 4 for 6 for 120 yards.
And one of those was
dropped.
One was dropped, and one was a freshman mistake, I would call it. But overall, 4 out of 6, you're 67% passing. You'll take that.
And 2 touchdown passes.
Absolutely. So under center is Glum. He's got the 2 backs off the end, double tight formation. And they're going to go in motion. And right up the middle they go. Nowhere to go. Carson Graff. So Graff with the tackle. And that brings up 2nd down with about 20 seconds to go here in the half.
I think they're going to let the clock maybe not. Maybe they're going to get one more play in.
And this is where you got to, they kind of lull you to sleep and they just try one of those old Zach Davidson to Mason Saffels seam routes. And instead they go right up the middle with it for not quite a first down. So now they'll mark it as a first down. So the clock will stop, but it's going to start again. And that'll end the first half. So we go to halftime, and we are tied at 14-all. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back with your halftime show after this. You're listening and watching high school football on 4Ts.com and 4Ts streaming on YouTube.
There is only one place in Harrisonville that you can see every Wildcat game, home or away, on the big screen. That's at Forged by Fire. If you're unable to make the journey to the game, stop in and watch the game with fellow Wildcat fans. Check them out every other night as well during the week with nightly specials and a full menu that is sure to make your mouth water. Forged by Fire is Harrisonville's premier restaurant. And remember, it's your Friday night Wildcat headquarters before, during, and after the game.
What is greater than 1? 2! That's right, now Show Me Auto Mall has 2 locations to serve you, one in Harrisonville and the north location in Belton. Chances are, that means the quality of used vehicle you are searching for is going to be at one of their 2 locations. With several financing options available, Show Me Auto Mall will get you in the vehicle you want without breaking the bank. So when it's time to trade that vehicle in, go see the gang at Show Me Auto Mall and let them show you the Show Me difference.
You need multiple things for a project at home, but don't want to go all over the city to find it? You need to go see Tom and Lonnie Cook at the 38,000 square foot Trade Fair Mall. Over 200 booths with Amish-made jelly, new and used furniture, antiques, toys, and a little bit of everything you can think of. Harrisonville's Trade Fair Mall can be your one stop for everything. Whether it's your first time to Harrisonville or you have been here for years, the Trade Fair is definitely a see it to believe it type of place, right across the street from Sutherland's. You need multiple things for a project at home, but don't want to go all over the city to find it? You need to go see Tom and Lonnie Cook at the 38,000 square foot Trade Fair Mall.
What is one of your most precious commodities these days? Time. With kids' events, family events, and everything in between, time is precious. So why drive hours and spend an entire day to save $20? Shop local and find your home appliances right in Harrisonville at Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center. They deliver and can service any issues that can arise. By doing that, you're putting money right back into the community. So stop wasting family time and go see the staff that treats you like their family at Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center on Plaza Drive, right behind Hawthorne Bank.
Well, it's football season, so that means cold weather is not far behind. It's time to drive on over to Young's Auto Repair to get your car ready for the winter. Flush the radiator, get an oil change, and make sure the heater is ready to keep your family comfortable all winter long. If something else may ail your car, bring it in. Let Young's diagnose the problem, get you back on the road. Young's Auto across the road from Young's Tire on South Commercial Street.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back inside Memorial Stadium on the campus of Harrisonville Middle School. We have high school football action. It is your halftime show brought to you by Susie Q's Drive-In and Peculiar. There's nothing half about your portions. Go grab a basket of Susie Q's and a tenderloin today as I go through all of my papers here. Remember, Red Barn Ranch is now open for the season. Our friends at Red Barn Ranch, Matt Moreland, does a great job, always has new stuff each and every year. They have a new roll-up wagon. You just roll up, you weigh your wagon, and then you're on your way. You don't have to worry about if your weight is right. They've got a new slide made out of the old grain truck, as you probably saw on our commercial as well. That is the Red Barn Ranch. It is open weekends and weekdays by appointments from now through Halloween.
Give me a second.
So Upcycled Orchard is ready for fall. They have apple picking going on right now. Jeannie and Chad Biddall do a great job with their business out there, coming on regular business hours, get some fresh apples. They're delicious, I know from experience. Cider slush, if you've never had a cider slush either, those are amazing as well. They open the pumpkin patch Saturday, and it'll be open 10 to 5 and 12 to 5 Saturday and Sunday through October. They'll also have cider donuts at the Orchard Shop, pumpkins over at the Cider House, and activities, so they have some room. They can also book special groups during the week. Check them out on their Facebook page at Upcycled Orchard or the Cider House page. Also, want to let y'all know they do have Upcycled Squared off the square at Artisans on Wall. There's a lot of good stuff in Artisans on Wall. We went in there a couple of weeks ago. Go check that out. And as always, we want you to shop local here on 4T's Broadcasting. We get back to the other action. That is the game on the field. And Gary, not much better of a first half you can have for a freshman quarterback. And, you know, I guess I could go the route of every national pundit when they talk about Patrick Mahomes. Well, he's just doing a good job because he's got great receivers.
He's doing a great job. I mean, for being on the field one game at a varsity level and coming out here and playing like he's playing tonight, I mean, he's playing like he's got a lot of experience. And his throws are spot on. He should be 5 for 6. I'm gonna get on to Colby because he dropped that one, and he's got 2 touchdowns. I mean, what else could you have asked of a freshman coming out into a game and playing at this level at his age?
Yeah,
I mean, he can't even drive yet.
and, you know, you talked about it, only being a freshman, and that's the big thing. When you start talking freshmen playing varsity football, the first thing that comes to mind is, number one, they're freshmen. They were 8th graders last year, and many of them aren't even developing as men yet. So they're young kids. He's a good-looking athlete out there, only a freshman. But the second thing, when you go quarterback position, you got to think about those nerves. And he has cool, composed. Last time, he reminds me, I mean, him and River have a lot of the same mannerisms out there. They don't get all worked up about anything. If you're going to go on the negative side, we had the 2 fumbled snaps that probably cost us a drive early on. But other than that, you know, and then the throw into traffic, you want to try to get away from that. However, you saw why he likes to throw into a little bit of traffic because Colby Knowles came down with a great catch there to end the half and got the Cats back even.
Right, and he threw into double coverage, even to Colby a little bit, but Colby was able to go up and get it. You know, though, whenever you're successful, you feel better about yourself and you play better. And so I think, you know, the first couple of throws that he had, well, the first throw he had was a 48-yard, first play of the game was a 48-yard touchdown, or 48-yard play. Maybe it wasn't the first play, but
yeah,
first play from scrimmage. And it's 48 yards to
Colby Knowles.
Yeah, it was to Colby. And so that success of that one play makes a huge difference in his outlook from a quarterback's position. And so he knows he's got the receivers that are going to be there for him, and he's playing great ball. You know, he just needs to come out and make sure that he keeps doesn't get too high because he's doing so well.
Absolutely. And with that being said, we're at our halftime show brought to you by Suzy Q's, and it's time for some halftime stats brought to you by Uptown Event Space, a big space with paved parking at half the cost. Now booking for the holidays in 2020. Gary, take them away.
Okay, we scored with no time left. First quarter, 19-yard pass from Glenn to Tarwater. Extra point was good, made it 7-6 at that point in time. Second score came with 37.6 seconds left. The 61-yard touchdown pass from Glenn to Knowles. Extra point was good, made it 14-14. We've got 71 yards rushing. 67 of those are with Reynolds. 8 carries, 67 yards. Then we've got one reception by Knowles. I'm sorry, 3 receptions by Knowles, and with 111 yards. And then one reception by Tarwater for 19. As we talked about Espen Glenn, he is 4 for 6 for 130 yards. Total yards for the game, 201 yards, 9 minutes and 30 seconds of time of possession. Going to Excelsior Springs, they've got 137 yards rushing. That's all the yards they've got it. They had 14 and a half minutes of possession. And leading their way, well, it's both ways. The quarterback, Glum, has 13 carries for 44 yards. And their running back, Mayfield, has 7 yards for 41 yards. So they've got 2 touchdowns as well. Both are 3-yard touchdowns. One by Glum and one by Mayfield. So,
and talking about rushing the football, that's been the name of the game for both teams all year. Harrisonville showing a little bit of the pass tonight. Brandon Glum leads the Missouri, Kansas City area in rushing with 720 coming into the game tonight. And third on that list is none other than Jace Reynolds, the sophomore for the Cats, who came in with 658 yards through 4 games.
Well, and we've held him to 13 carries, Glum that is, 13 carries, 44 yards. So about 3 yards a carry.
And he was averaging 8.1 coming into the game. So you got to like that if you're the Cats. Jace averaging 5.3, a little bit more hard yards from Jace, but he's averaging what Glum has been on the year, is he's around 8 yards a carry.
He's a little over 8 yards a carry. So you got to be happy with the play in the first half. But that's only one half. We've got to come out and we've got to play. The nice thing about it is we get the ball in the second half coming out, and hopefully we will take the ball, go down and score, and always keep the pressure on Excelsior Springs and keep them behind us.
Absolutely, and we'll see. You know, that could be a huge drive to open the second half. The Cats can get a score. You never know, what they can do the rest of that second half. So we're going to take a timeout. We'll be back a little bit later with some soccer seconds and some keys to the second half. You're watching high school football on 4T streaming and 4Ts.com.
What is one of your most precious commodities these days? Time. With kids' events, family events, and everything in between, time is precious. So why drive hours and spend an entire day to save $20? Shop local and find your home appliances right in Harrisonville at Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center. They deliver and can service any issues that can arise. By doing that, you're putting money right back into the community. So stop wasting family time and go see the staff that treats you like their family at Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center on Plaza Drive, right behind Hawthorne Bank.
Everyone needs a kickstart at about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So go see the team at Sonic of Harrisonville to kick away those afternoon blues with an ice-cold soda full of caffeine to kickstart that energy. The best part, 2 to 4 p.m. is happy hour, so you can kick away the cobwebs for half price. And while you're at it, don't forget to grab an afternoon snack with some cheesy bites or jalapeno poppers. Also, go to the 4Ts.com and sign up for the Wildcat Kick Contest. So kick away those afternoon blues and get to Sonic today.
Event spaces come in all shapes and sizes. Finding the one that is just right can be a hassle. Not anymore. The Dickey Cottage is perfect for those extra large family gatherings, birthday parties, baby showers, and more. With a large kitchen to use, a giant dining room for everyone, and a living room area with a big screen, there is sure to be room for everyone to relax and feel right at home. So the next time you need a venue that is just right, call Sonia at 816-925-0588 and book your date today. The Dickey Cottage, the venue place.
Everybody loves the old-fashioned drive-in. Well, guess what? Susie Q's has opened up in the Old Peculiar Drive-In location across from the Frog Barn and Peculiar. Go in, get the signature Susie Q, the one that's so big they barely fit in the basket. While you're at it, at the Tenderloin. So next time you think, man, I wish I had an old drive-in, remember, there's one 5 minutes up I-49 in Peculiar at Susie Q's.
At Farmers, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to cover almost anything, even a swing set standoff. And we covered it. July 1st, 2015. Talk to Farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Farmers Insurance, Bradley Sainer, in the A-frame at 1808 North Commercial Street in Harrisonville.
When it comes to your vehicle's maintenance, we know you have plenty of options. Sometimes so many options can make it hard to find an honest, reliable automotive shop. That is where Quality Auto Service and Repair comes in, with a commitment to providing customers with honest, quality service at reasonable prices. Our technology and expertise provide you with the best car care imaginable. We take pride in diagnosing your vehicle correctly and getting you back on the road quickly. We are family owned and operated since 1995. For an appointment, call 816-380-7267. Quality Auto Service and Repair, building relationships through automotive service. It's who the Davidsons trust for auto repair.
Does your lawn need some TLC? Owned and operated by 3 generations of Wildcats, Held's Turf Farm is your local stop for sod and topsoil since 1971. Whether you need 1 roll of sod, 1 scoop of dirt, or a whole truckload, we have you covered. A new home in your future? Give us a call at 816-540-2020 and set up a quote for new sod installation. Held's Turf Farm is located between Harrisonville and Pleasant Hill and is open 8 to 5 weekdays and 8 to noon on Saturdays.
We've all been there before. Needed to deposit a check in our account, but nowhere near our bank. That's where Hawthorne's Bank's mobile banking comes in. Simply open your mobile banking app, take a picture of the check, and presto, the check's been deposited. Hawthorne Bank has the big bank convenience with small town roots. So if you want a friendly, quick, and convenient service in a hometown bank, go see our friends at Hawthorne Bank next to Troby's on Plaza Drive.
Every team has the same characteristics, including having each other's back. That's the motto the team at Schroeder Chiropractic lives by. With 2 chiropractors, 3 therapists, and an amazing office staff, they got your back. They will take care of your aches and pains and have you feeling like new in a warm, family-friendly environment. Schroeder Chiropractic has the community's back as well, being actively involved in bright futures in Harrisonville youth sports. Whether it's aches and pains or getting involved in the community, Schroeder Chiropractic has your back.
This is Gary Davidson, and if you're looking for an honest, reliable heating and cooling company, look to where I look, Sherwood Heating and Cooling. Owner David Vogt has 25 years of industry experience and has been in business the last 10 years in Garden City. They're a Carrier equipment dealer and can provide ductwork, design communicating equipment, and thermostats for new homes. Not to mention servicing all makes and models of furnaces and air conditioners in the Bates, Cass, and Henry County area. Whether you're looking to upgrade to a more efficient equipment like me or need something repaired, give Sherwood Heating and Cooling a call at 816-862-6610.
There is no better way to get in touch with other business owners and potential clients than joining the Harrisonville Area Chamber of Commerce. Come to monthly networking events and grow your business and make new friends. The Chamber is booking now for booths at the Log Cabin Festival October 4th and 5th. So give Bing and the staff a call today and get signed up for all the fun. 816-380-5271. Every broadcast team has to look good. The 4T's crew is no different. That's why we trust C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing to outfit us for each broadcast. Offering full-service screen printing, embroidery, promotional products, banners, and more, they can take care of you. When you're looking for a company to make that next shirt, stop looking and call C-Squared Embroidery and Screen Printing at 660-885-2447 or find them on Facebook or Instagram.
Looking for a new modern style place for your wedding? One that won't break the bank? We've got good news for you. Harrisonville's newest event space, the Uptown Event Space, is now booking for events for the holidays and next year. Located across from the Old Cass Medical Center, there's ample parking and space for your next big party, complete with private rooms for the bride and groom to get ready, a kitchen area, and a full catering available. It's time to go to Uptown and book your next event today.
It's important to have a local bank. Sherwood Community Bank is the area's only locally owned bank. It's nice when your local bank is also up with the times and provides you with internet banking and a mobile banking app. We are all so busy, so sometimes being able to jump online or use an app to transfer funds at the click of a button is the easiest way to bank. So go to one of Sherwood Bank's 4 convenient locations in Urick, Creighton, Garden City, or Harrisonville and set up an account today.
And don't forget to download the Sherwood Bank app.
Looking for a new modern style place for your wedding? One that won't break.
Want the best deal from the best dealership? Max Motors Ford, right in Harrisonville, Missouri. We make deals the others won't. More for your trade, less for your new one. Worth the drive from anywhere. We will beat any competitor's offer on a new vehicle by $500 or give you $500 and a tank of gas. With a great selection of over 800 vehicles priced at or below dealer cost. Come see why Max Ford in Harrisonville is the easiest place to buy a car. Visit us at the corner of 71 and 291 highways or shop maxford.com. Proud to sponsor our Harrisonville Wildcats.
Atkinson Funeral Home and Cremation Services have been serving families in the area since 1929. The Atkinsons take great pride in being members of the community. They will soon graduate a 4th-generation Wildcat, and with this kind of commitment to Harrisonville, you know Atkinson Funeral Home will be there for you. As always, they are proud supporters of the Harrisonville Wildcats.
Want the best deal from the best dealership? Max Motors Ford, right in Harrisonville, Missouri. We make deals the others won't. More for your trade, less for your new one. Worth the drive from anywhere. We will beat any competitor's offer on a new vehicle by $500 or give you $500 and a tank of gas. With a great selection of over 800 vehicles priced at or below dealer cost. Come see why Max Ford in Harrisonville is the easiest place to buy a car. Visit us at the corner of 71 and 291 highways or shop maxford.com. Proud to sponsor our Harrisonville Wildcats.
Hi, I'm Lacey Dom.
Hi, I'm Cameron Chenoweth with American Family Insurance.
And as I was saying before I was cut off, I'm Lacey Dominick with Shelter Insurance. As you can see, we're both competitors off the field. However, since we're Harrisonville alums, we both still love the Wildcats and this community.
So if you're looking for hometown insurance from your hometown agent, give me a call, Cameron.
No, give me a call at 816-380-2700 for a shelter insurance quote today.
Or for the best quote, give me a call at 816-380-3996 for an American Family quote. We know you have options, so we want to team up to give you the best options in insurance.
All right, welcome back as we wrap up our halftime show, brought to you by Susie Q's Drive-In and Peculiar. There's nothing half about your portions. Go grab a basket of Susie Q's and a tenderloin today. The Cats tied with Smithville in the third round of the Smithville tournament today. Dropped their record to 6-3-2. Earlier round matchups, they got beat by Park Hill 7-0, which is a giant school up there in North Kansas City, and they beat Staley 1-0 this week. So they go 1-1 this week in the Smithville tournament. Those are our soccer seconds, brought to you by Schroeder Chiropractic. They got your back. And Gary, we're back here. Wrap up this halftime show, talk about a couple of keys to the second half. If we look back on our first half, you know, I think the big one that sticks out to me is the number one, outwit, outplay, outlast. It's survive. Both teams going to get tired in the second half. Who's going to have a little bit more juice as we go on through the game?
Momentum and success brings a lot. Gives you a lot more energy than being behind and not being successful. You know, everything Excelsior's done, I'm not going to take anything away from them. They've worked for everything that they've got, because the two drives they had where they scored touchdowns was a 9-play, 67-yard drive. And then the other one where they scored a touchdown was a 14-play, 61-yard drive. So they have been successful in their own right as far as rushing. You said this earlier. I mean, you know, a lot of times the first series, Schinker kind of evaluates and then makes adjustments. I'm hoping that the second half will come out. Maybe consider putting maybe 10 in the box and making them prove that they can pass it.
And if you don't go 10 in the box, I like the idea of putting a spy on the quarterback.
Oh, yeah, because
with the way they do the misdirection and that spin off, you never know which way the ball's going to be. You put your middle linebacker out there. If it's going to be Jacob Poisel, you say, you are number 8. You tackle number 8 every single time so that they have that on the field. And it looks like the Cats are getting ready to take the field, and they're going to –
I don't know which way. It's going to be right to left, left to right, north to south, or south to north. I don't know. There we go.
So Excelsior is going to kick from the north to the south. Cats going to go from the south to the north as we are set for second half action here. And again, you got some hands guys up front, not much blocking from the guy up front guys, so they must do a little bit of onside kicking.
Well, the way he sets it up, and I mean he sets up like his field goal or whatever, but I don't know that everything he's done has been short.
Now this time, Reynolds is going to take it from the goal line, and he's going to take it up to the 10 and met at the 10-yard line. Good coverage right there. Now that is where not having your big guys up front hurts you, because you don't have blockers up front. If you looked across that front line, I saw several Wildcats up there. Sean Carruthers was up there. Also, Kyron Beavers was up there, and Norris Vance. Those aren't your blocking backs. So Espen Glenn brings his team to the line of scrimmage. He's got a wide receiver to the left, wide receiver to the right. He's got Cecil to the near side on the left. To the right is Knowles. They're going to hand off for Reynolds. Reynolds tries to get to the outside, cuts and bursts, and dives forward past the 15 to about the 18-yard line. And it's about his average tonight. Gary gets up to the 18-yard line.
That takes him up to 75 yards on the night.
So that makes your second and third down so much more enjoyable. You can figure out things. You maybe pass here on second down.
Yeah, you could maybe do another Colby Knowles pass.
Or, keep them honest with an little inside handoff to the fullback. A little fullback dive here to Pesic would be nice as well. It'd be a change of pace. Under center is Glenn. Wide receiver to your left, wide receiver to your right. And this time they're going to give it to Reynolds. And Reynolds has got a first down and carries a defender with him as he grabbed a hold of his hand. He's going to have a first down. That's a Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center first down. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances. Ball all the way up to the 23-yard line with 11:05 to go here in quarter number 3. So Glenn gets his play from the sideline as Andrew Cecil brings it in. Knowles and Cecil going to be flanked out to the left side. I formation, Glenn under center. He has Pesic and Reynolds behind him in the backfield. Another dose of Reynolds here. He tries to get to the outside. He makes the first guy miss to the 35, down the sideline to the 40. It's a foot race to the 50, down the sideline to the house.
77 yards.
That's what Jace can do when he gets to the outside. The 77-yard run down the sidelines, and the Cats lead 20-14. Extra point coming up. Just
78-yard touchdown run by the sophomore Jace Reynolds, who came into this contest as the number 2 rusher in the KC metro area. Point after.
So we await the extra point. Kick is up. Kick is good. Call. Kennedy Atkinson with the kick. That touchdown was brought to you by our good friends at Young's Auto Repair. Just that right touch in your car and have them fix what needs fixing. Young's Auto Repair. That touchdown, Jace Reynolds. That's his second touchdown run, Gary, of over 70 yards on the year. He had an 86-yarder a couple of weeks ago here at home.
Yeah, and you said it right. When he gets out in space a little bit, and he was able to make a little bit of juke move as he was coming out to around the corner. And once he made that corner, if he had the angle on them, he was going to make it all the way to the house, and that's exactly what he did.
We'll thank all of our great sponsors, even the ones that came on last couple of weeks, Upcycled Orchard and their pumpkin patch, along with Red Barn Ranch as well. Both family-friendly environments, one to the south, one just north of town. Both proud sponsors and proud supporters of Wildcat Athletics. And the Grammars, I know, will be going to both of those at some point. And 3- and 5-year-old, you're going to have lots of activities to keep them busy. Here we go with this kickoff from Knowles, and he just drills it right down the middle, right through the wickets and out of bounds.
And I think it touched, so therefore it's going to be where it went out of bounds at, which is good.
Yeah, that'll be good for the Cats, as there won't be the penalty, as he just could not quite field it, and it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 18 for Excelsior. Now, this is a big series here. You're Excelsior, you want to reestablish a little momentum, long drive, take 5 or 6 minutes off the clock. If you're the Cats, you want to punch them in the mouth, get a 3 and out, and try to build on this 7-point lead.
First play from line of scrimmage to third quarter action for the Tigers. Glum under center.
So Glum under center, the conglomerate in the backfield here. They're going to go on that split back formation. This time they hand it off. Nowhere to go. Cats catch him right off the end there and knock him down quickly. Not sure who that was off the end. That might have been Poisel.
Jackson Love, the senior. The ball carrier wrapped up by number 40. The junior linebacker, Colin Carruthers.
Oh, that was Carruthers in there. First one with the connection. 2nd and 10 coming up.
Ball between
And these are what you need. Those negative plays or no yardage plays on first down really sets a running offense back a little bit.
Oh, yeah, it does. I mean, it's when you got 2nd and 10, it's a lot better than 2nd and 2.
So they're going to go wide receiver to the left side this time. This time Glum going to go under center. Those wing backs off the end. They're going to go in motion. And Glum looking to throw. He throws it in the flats. It got tipped and almost caught. Did it come down with it? Yes, he did. But he stepped out of bounds at the 25-yard line. And that's going to bring up a 3rd down at about 4.
Down by number 3, Colby Knowles, number 5, Jacob Leonard.
So 3rd down coming up. So 3rd down and about 4. Make it 3. 4 Excelsior Springs here. 2 backs off the end. 1 off of each end, and then they got the back in the backfield. Glum under center. He's going to hand off. Gets it to the first guy through. 1st down.
Nice tackle. Just past the 1st down.
Percival, the first one to hit. Brings up a 1st down, though, up to about the 31-yard line. So Excelsior trying to answer the quick strike of the Cats.
And on 1st and 10.
So 9:25 to go. So Glum goes to the line of scrimmage, has a back behind him, has those 2 backs flanked off of each end. They're going to go in motion. They're going to go right up the middle with it. About a 3 or 4 yard gain. Mayfield this time. He's going to use Kevin Thomas as my spotter.
That's what I've done. I've just taken my headset off on one side so I can hear because I can't see the numbers.
I'm gonna have to go get some more sponsors so we can afford to have a spotter up here with us. So 2nd and 6 coming up. Glum under center. Back in the backfield, 2 backs off the end. Here we go on 2nd down. They go in motion. They're going to pitch it back into the outside. They go 1st down and then some up to the 45. Cats connect quickly on that one, though.
Takes it across the 45 to the 47. On the stop, number 22, Carson Crowley.
Looks like Jacob Poisel. Crowley and also
officials want the ball, the 46-yard line. Action to take place here on the near side.
Poisel in on that tackle as well. 8:25 to go here in the 3rd. Ball up to the 46-yard line. Excelsior again able to move the ball here. Going to go wide receiver to the left side. Back flanked off at each end. Now they're going to switch sides with their tight end here. Maybe look to the near side run. And that's where they're going to go, right off where the tight end went. Got about a yard, brings up 2nd down and 9. And again, as me and Gary talked about a little bit ago, only small yardage on 1st down. Now you got to do it again on 2nd down. Make them throw it on 3rd and long.
Yeah, a while ago they threw that flat pass out to the running back. So, and they've tried that one other time, and if it had been a good pass, he would have caught that one. So we've got to account for the running backs coming out of the backfield, though.
So they hurry to the line, about 10 seconds on the play clock here as he gets his team set at the line. They're going to go in motion. They're going to pitch it back in motion to Mayfield. He's got his 1st down, and that'll be it as he gets 10 yards and then wrapped up after the 1st down. Going more with that jet sweep pitch type of run there. That's something we didn't see a lot of in the 1st half, trying to spread the field a little bit with their run.
Well, and that's smart by them because in the 1st half they were running pretty much between the tackles, and we mainly stopped it most of the time other than 2 different drives. So it's good to spread it out a little bit to make them have to play the whole field rather than in between the tackles.
So Cats lead 21-14 with about 7 minutes to go 3rd quarter, and Glum going to run it himself this time. He's going to get about 4.
Takes it to the 40, perhaps 39. We'll see where they mark it.
So that'll be a 4-yard gain, bring up 2nd down and 6. And you know, they've kind of basically on this drive, they've gone inside tight, outside pitch, or outside pass, inside tight. So see if they continue on that little pattern they've been on. So 6.5 to go here, 3rd quarter as the clock rolls. Excelsior brings it up to the line of scrimmage. Wide receiver near side. We go in motion this time, go right up the middle with it. Cats not fooled that time. Brings up a 3rd down and about 5 for Excelsior Springs. So that time they go middle, and it brings up 3rd down and 6. So a big 3rd down coming up. Got to figure Excelsior's going to go 4-down territory here, so they just want to get positive yardage out of this one.
Yeah, for every drive that they go this far, they want to get something out of it. Harrisonville's going to call a timeout.
So you almost wonder if Coach Schenker's going to talk about it and say, okay, we need a spy on the quarterback this time, and we need somebody to watch that pitch to the outside. We'll take a quick timeout as well. Cats lead 21-14.
It's happened to all of us. We buy new tires and a week later we run over a nail. Good news, buy your tire at Young's Tire and Wheel Center and you get free flat repair for the life of your tires. Have a bad tire and need a replacement but you don't want to break the bank? Young's can help you with that as well with a huge assortment of quality used tires. So when the time comes for new tires or a replacement, go to the shop that Harrisonville trusts on South Commercial, a stone's throw from Forged by Fire.
When Forties needs tires, they call Young's. Yes.
All right, Coach Schenker and company on the defense talked it over. And Gary, we were just talking about it. Gary broke his pencil. I might have to get you a pencil out of my backpack here in a minute, Gary. He's hurrying to get back to his pencil. So a 3rd down and about 6 coming up. Glum under center. Looks like they may go with that pitch again, and that's where they're going. Cats were ready for it that time. Brings up a 4th down. That's exactly what they did, Gary. They called that timeout and said, somebody be ready on the outside for this pitch again. They tried it, and it's 4th and 5 coming up now for Excelsior with 5:44 to go. 5:42 to go here in the half. So 4th down and 5 coming up.
4th down, they line up to go for it.
So Gary got him one. I was trying to get a pencil out for Gary as well.
I've got about 6. I just like the one that I use.
They're going to have to throw, and they get the 1st down and then out of bounds. Got at the 30, so a 4th down conversion for Excelsior takes them down to the 30-yard line. Nothing fancy there, just a little running back out of the flats. Moved with them and threw a nice easy pass down to the 30. So the clock will stop after going out of bounds. Going to go wide receiver far side to the left. Now they go split backs in the backfield. They hand it through to Mayfield. Mayfield goes nowhere. Cats on it again. Might have got a yard. And the football comes out of there. Cats come up with it.
Whistles had already been blown, I think is what they're going to say, though.
But they can't have those slow whistles like that either. Tarwater came out of there with it. 2nd and 9 coming up. And that's something I've noticed. They've let them go quite a bit this year. I feel like those come in late. The whistles are late on those little scrum plays in the middle. So a 2nd and 9 coming up. Glum looks to the sideline for his play call. He's got Cole in there. I say Leonard in there as well. 2 backs off the end, back right behind him in the backfield. They're going to go in motion. They're going to pitch it back to the near side. Cut back inside the 30 to 25. Ball's out. Cats on top of it.
You're going to say the ground call the fumble.
Was down. And it'll bring up 3rd down and 5. Of course, you do not have the instant replay at the high school level. So brings up 3rd down and 5. Jerry's working on instant replay though. So 3rd and 5 coming up. So 3:45 to go here in the 3rd. Excelsior Springs brings its team to the line. Glum comes to the line of scrimmage. Under center, he's got split backs in the backfield, tight end back there moving, and they're going to look to pitch, and Glum says nowhere to go. Graff in there again. He read it, brings up 4th down and 4. So the Cats have come up big on this play on 3rd down a couple of times. Now they got to get that 4th down stop here. This would be a demoralizing 4th down for Excelsior if they cannot get this here. They go split backs again.
I'd watch that. Yeah.
And Harrisonville going to call a timeout and talk it over. So we'll take a timeout as well. Cats lead 21-14, big fourth down coming up.
What do you look for when you're buying a used vehicle? How about honesty and integrity, along with a reliable vehicle? That's why you should turn to Steve Holland at Holland Auto Sales. Selling reliable vehicles in Harrisonville for 35 years means Holland's will be around when it's time to buy. At Holland's, you get more than a nice vehicle. You get a friend in the car business.
The where the grammars go, Hans Auto Sales, and ask for Steve.
All right, 3:08 to go here, third quarter. Been a long drive for Excelsior Springs here. I believe this started back at the 10:30 mark of the third quarter, so they've had the ball 7+ minutes, and a big fourth down coming up. I was just saying it would be demoralizing for Excelsior if they were not able to get this first down, Gary, because they've ran 7 minutes off the clock and they'd come up empty.
It'd be a lot of positive for Harrisonville.
Absolutely. So we'll see if they come up with something different here. Looks like a little bit of miscommunication here.
Wait a second, they've got a guy out there. Okay.
So now
that's what they tried to do.
And now they're going to have to pass. Nowhere to go. Rogers has got him, and then they finished off in the backfield. Ethan Murray, Brody Rogers, the first one there, and he said, "You're not going anywhere." I don't know if that was a mistake or like one of those old trick plays, Gary, where they're like going to act like he doesn't know what's going on. My take from that is Excelsior didn't have a 4th and 5 play that they really felt comfortable with. So Brody Rogers, the senior defensive lineman, offensive lineman, comes up huge. Cats take over from their own 35 with a 7-point lead and 2:42 to go. So an 8-minute drive for Excelsior Springs comes up empty. Cats got 2 wide receivers left side I formation in the backfield. They're going to hand off to Reynolds, and he gets to the line of scrimmage, and then that's it. Hammered backwards. And it brings up 2nd down and 10. So now Excelsior's got to come up big here with 2:20 to go. Cats would love to make this a 2-possession game going into the fourth quarter, Gary.
And you do that, that's hard on a team that does not pass. I mean, because you're always chasing points at that point in time, and if you go up 2 possessions or 2 scores, it makes it so difficult to come back into the game.
So wide receiver each side I formation. Glenn going to fake the handoff.
He's
He's looking to throw. He's got Cecil down the sideline. He got him at the 25-yard line. Cecil adjusts. He underthrew him a little bit, but the freshman got it down there, and the Cats in business down at the 27-yard line of Excelsior Springs with 1:56 to go in the third. That's a Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center first down. Think Troby's first when you think home appliances. I'll tell you what I liked about that throw, even though it was underthrown a little bit. He threw it to the sideline side where only his guy could get to it.
Yes.
So a 1st and 10 coming up for the Cats. To the line they go, rush up to the line with just 5 seconds on the play clock. Glenn going to take it. He's going to hand it off for Reynolds. Reynolds tries to get to the outside, dives forward for about a gain of 4. I'm not going to bust out Jace Reynolds tonight, but I read something on Facebook this week. His dad posted, and I'll give Jace benefit of the doubt tonight because he's over 100 yards rushing on the night, 150. He gets to 200. I won't mess with him on it, but if he doesn't, I'll have to tell my Jace Reynolds story. Wide receiver left, wide receiver right. Under center is Glenn. High formation in the backfield. He throws it in the flats. And picked off by Excelsior Springs, and that was the first time he's looked like a freshman all night. I'm not sure.
Well, I don't know if the receiver stopped, so I don't know if it was a curl or maybe he thought it was supposed to be a slant because he threw it right where the slant would have been, but the receiver stopped like it was a curl or a stop.
So that was huge for Excelsior Springs as the Cats were driving, trying to go up 2 scores. So the Wildcat defense needs to answer back here with 56 seconds to go. So here we go. Under center is Glum. Going to go in motion, and they're going to go up the middle with it. And inside, they get about 3, and the Cats are there on the inside. The cornerbacks are doing a good job of getting in the middle on these as well, Gary, and getting in and making contact. That Tarwater was in on that one. So 33 seconds to go in the third quarter. So Glum goes to the line again. He's got his back in the backfield, 2 backs off the end. 1 off the left, 1 off the right. Wide receiver out to the left side. Got his man in motion. They're going to go up the middle, nowhere to go. Cats again read it. This one's a loss of about a yard. Going to bring up a 3rd down and 8 as we go into the fourth quarter of play. I don't think they're going to get another playoff. They're not going to try. We're going to flip-flop sides. We'll go to the fourth. Cats lead 21-14. We'll be back. You're watching high school football on 4T streaming.
Insurance doesn't have to be a bad word, especially when all the insurance you need is under one roof. Auto, commercial, life, health, farm, or crop insurance, they have you covered. With a lineup like that, they are sure to be the team covered. So instead of dreading a call to get an insurance quote, call the team that will line up with the best of them. The team at Stafford & Stafford Insurance, located on Commercial across from Holland's Auto Sales.
One of the scariest things to do is to take your car to a mechanic. No reason to be scared when you have the best mechanics around right here in Harrisonville. Colby and the crew at Colby's Car Clinic are all ASE certified mechanics with the latest equipment to keep your vehicle running smoothly year in and year out. So don't be scared. Go to Colby's Car Clinic and take the fear out of getting your car fixed. Give Colby a call at 816-380-3000 or go see them in the big blue building behind O'Reilly's.
Welcome back. We go to the fourth quarter. Cats lead by 7.
I want to mention a couple of things from my law enforcement background. I want to mention a couple of people to be thinking about in prayers. There's a Cass County deputy. I'm not going to say names. I'm just going to say who they were with. Cass County deputy was involved in a pursuit and a crash last week. Fiery crash, actually. He was pulled out. He is out of the hospital now. I think is progressing well. And then just this morning, there was an Independence deputy or an Independence officer that used to be a Cass County deputy.
And they go with a quick play, and Glum's going to get close to a first down. He's going to be about a yard short. Decision time deep in your own territory if you're Excelsior Springs.
So I'm going to finish that. He was a motor officer, used to work for Cass County. He was involved in a crash, hit by, he was just hit, and he's in the hospital right now. So I want to give shout-outs to both of those and prayers for each one of those as well.
They're going to hurry it up to the line. A big 4th down coming up. Glum under center, and he's just going to follow his blockers. He's going to have it by about a half yard, and that'll bring another 1st and 10 coming up. So now if Gary needs a pencil.
I've got like 5 in my briefcase, but I just love my engineering pen because it's so sharp.
So it'll be a 1st and 10. 28-yard line will be where Excelsior will continue this drive. 11:20 to go here in the fourth quarter. Cats lead by 7. Excelsior trying to even the score. And up the middle they go, nowhere to go. Another yard gain, and that defense tightened up in the middle again. Jacob Poisel in there.
And if I'm Harrisonville, I'm happy as a lark that they're going to keep pounding it up the middle right now because, you know, occasionally they'll break maybe one more than a few yards, but if it takes them a minute and a half, 2 minutes to get 10 yards each time and going forward on 4th down, it's going to run the clock down pretty quickly.
So, again, the back's off the end, running back in the backfield behind him. They're going to go in motion, and they're going to go up the middle. No, Glum keeps it himself. He breaks into that second line. He's going to get about 4 or 5, brings up 3rd down and 3. So brings up 3rd and 3. Now this is where you need a no-gainer on 3rd down because then you're probably going to punt if you're Excelsior deep in your own territory. But if you give them another yard, they've been able to get that 1.5 yards, 2 yards on the little forward progress by the quarterback. So big 3rd down coming up with 10 minutes to go here in the fourth. A 7-point ball game. Back off the left, back off of the right end. Running back in the backfield, Glum under center. They're going to go in motion, and Glum nowhere to go. He is wrapped up and taken down. And finally they whistle, and I'm telling you, you got to blow that whistle quicker if you're the officials. And that has nothing to do with more than not hurting the quarterback on the other side. As they drug him backwards, they could have slammed him to the turf because there was no whistle. And they're going to have to punt it this time. 4th down coming up. Looks like Knowles is going to go back and Tarwater to receive this one. Remember, Wildcats kick or punt for a touchdown. A lucky fan, Sabrina Cox, will win a $80 Sonic gift card. If one is not returned, the jackpot grows, and she will win a $5 gift card. High end over end kick, spiraling to Knowles, and Knowles has got a little bit of running room to the 35-40 and stays on his feet up past the 40 to the 43-yard line, and that is where the Cats will take over, up by 7 with under 9 to go here in the 4th quarter. Now this is where the clock becomes the Cats' friend and the enemy of Excelsior, especially if the Cats can punch it in the end zone.
Oh, yeah. A nice long drive. And I'm watching Atkinson kick. If I get down inside the 10-yard line playing them tonight, I would kick a field goal if it's 4th down and long.
So it'll be Reynolds and Pesic in the backfield. 2 wide receivers flanked out far side. It looks like Cecil and Percival this time. Under center is Reynolds. And Glenn going to hand it off for Reynolds, and Reynolds nowhere to go. Excelsior swarms to that one. It'll be a loss of about 2 for Jace Reynolds. 159 yards on the night so far for Jace Reynolds on just 14 carries. Those 70-yard plus touchdowns.
Hey, you're cheating. You're looking at my stuff here.
So 2nd and 12 coming up from their own 41 for the Cats. 8:25 to go. Cats going left to right, north to south. And that's what you want to do if you're Reynolds. You want to run north to south here, not get carried away with too much left to right running. Glenn going to hand it off, and Reynolds tries to find a seam and nowhere. Brings up 3rd down and 12. So this is definitely working into the hands of Excelsior Springs here on 1st and 2nd down. And you know
what would
it's
be really good here is a nice screen, backdoor screen. You know, fake to Reynolds and backdoor screen to someone. That would be a perfect play because they're keying on Reynolds and they're keying on the run.
Or you go 2 wide receiver set to the near side and you move Reynolds on a wheel route to the backside because there is nobody on that backside right now. And if they are, they're trying to come after the ball carrier. So 3rd down and long coming up. Glenn looking to pass. Looking down, he's directing traffic. He's going to get it and picked off on the near sideline. So the freshman has looked a little bit more like a freshman here in the 3rd and 4th quarters as he throws another interception on the near side. And Excelsior going to have the ball at their own 44-yard line.
1st and 10 from their own 44-yard line. Action to take place here on the near side. 7:19 left to play in the contest.
Still very impressed with Espen Glenn not taking anything away from his night tonight.
You know,
however, a couple of those throws, that other one
might have been a one that he wanted to pull it down a little bit earlier because really everybody was covered. Pull it down and get what you can get and run out of bounds.
So Glum directing traffic here, needs another back here as Excelsior's looking out of sorts a little bit. Glum has to get up to the line. Going to go in motion, and now Glum looking to pass. Cats are going to try to be all over this one. And incomplete down the middle of the field.
Going for the 6, pass falls incomplete.
And brings it up 2nd and 10.
And 10 for number 7, Ethan Cole, the senior.
There they pulled the old Zach Davidson to Mason Saffels play out of their woodwork.
Back to the line of scrimmage we go. 2nd, 10.
That was a staple in the offense back in the day, Gary.
7, 13
Yeah, and that's a tough throw to make because it's over and to catch because it's over the shoulder, and you really don't have any play for leeway there.
So 2nd down coming up. Glum going to be under center. He's got the split backs now. He's got that roaming kind of like fullback in the backfield with him. And they're going to hand off. Going to get a couple of yards, and that's it. Driven back Another good tackle by the Cats. That was Jacob Poisel. So we're going to bring up 3rd down and 8 with under 7 to go as the clock rolls here. So again, you got to figure here in that situation,
46-yard line, ball between the seams. 3rd down.
if you're the Wildcats, to where if you can get a stop here, they may have to punt again. Now, granted, they're getting closer to midfield, but you don't want to let them have 6 yards on this and make it 4th and manageable.
Right.
Make it be a 4th and 7 or 8.
Watch that back out of the backfield that they were throwing in the flat. They threw a couple of times for catches.
So Glum looking at the sidelines, and it looks like they're going to have to call a timeout. Didn't like what they had on the field. So with 6:25 to go, we got a timeout on the field. Cats lead 21-14. We'll be back.
Insurance doesn't have to be a bad word, especially when all the insurance you need is under one roof. Auto, commercial, life, health, farm, or crop insurance, they have you covered. With a lineup like that, they are sure to be the team covered. So instead of dreading a call to get an insurance quote, call the team that will line up with the best of them. The team at Stafford & Stafford Insurance, located on Commercial across from Holland's Auto Sales.
All right, we got a timeout on the field. Excelsior wanted to talk it over. I'm not sure if they were confused or what it was. Glum kept looking at the sideline, and there was like 5 seconds on the play clock. So Coach had to call a timeout and talk it over. That is their first used timeout. They've got 2 left. Cats only have 1. They used 2 on that first drive of Excelsior in the second half, but it ended up working out well for them as they were able to get the stop.
You know, they've defense has done very well this half. I like the adjustments they've made.
So here they go, 2 receivers out to the right side, and Glum going to look out that way. He's going to pass. He's rolling out. He's going to chuck it deep and overthrows everybody, and 4th down comes up. You know, I think that was a situation, too, as they said, guys, do not hold, don't have any penalties, just let him unleash it. He's inaccurate down the field, and they're going to punt with 6:18 to go.
Well, they called a timeout before, so want to make sure that they're going to punt, so they need to make sure that they cover because, well, I thought Glum was the punter, but doesn't look like him.
So it was 6:18 to go after the incomplete pass. Stop the clock. Excelsior's going to want to try to get one more opportunity. Cats would like to get a touchdown here.
That's what I was afraid of.
And they're going to run with it to the outside and out of
He didn't
bounds.
get
He
it.
did not get there. As they're going to mark him out, and he's going to be about a yard short. So that helps the Cats there. So the fake punt, and it'll be turnover on downs, just a yard short. So the Cats have it at their own 48 with 6:12 to go here in the contest. Should say 6:12 regulation, because this game is far from over.
Did I call that?
You did, Gary. Good job. You know, they're going to start listening to our broadcast. So we've made 3 or 4 or 5 calls of plays before they happened here. Now you're going to go wide receiver left, wide receiver to the right. This is where I go with a little fullback dive right up the middle. First guy through Pesic, just to try to change it up a little bit. They're going to give it to Reynolds, and Reynolds stop cut. Gets to the outside, holding. It'll come back. Down the sideline he goes, drilled out of bounds on the far sideline. Throws it back to the official. So that'll make it a 1st and 19 if it's a spot foul. Means Crowley going to come in.
Give Reynolds a little bit of a breather after they ran 40 yards and won't come out with really anything of that.
So that'll be that spot foul. So at least they were a yard downfield, so it's only a 9-yard penalty. So 1st and 9, 6:02 to go here in the 4th. Cats with the lead.
And I don't think I missed it. That's only our 2nd penalty. You know, last year we talked a lot about it in the years past. We had 1 penalty in the first half, 1 penalty in the second half so far. So
we got Daniel Hardy watching in Dayton, Ohio, and we got Matt Norfleet in Greenville, South Carolina watching here tonight. I formation, this time to Crowley, and Crowley goes nowhere. Going to bring up a 2nd down and 10. Brody Rogers, pancake block all the way on the Wildcat side of the field down to the 48-yard line.
It made me remind me of that, that Baltimore Ravens tackle.
That blindside, Michael Orr.
Yes.
That was Clinton McCauley had all he wanted of Brody Rogers on that play as Brody drove him all the way past the 50 down to the 48.
So, Brody, you got my shout out tonight. You look like Michael Orr on that one.
So wide receiver left, wide receiver right, second and long coming up for the Cats. They're going to hand this one off to Reynolds, and Reynolds gets through the line, but only going to get about 5 up to the 44-yard line. And it brings up a 3rd down and 15 with 5 minutes to go here in the contest.
Well, you like to see the clock running, but you also want to get something out of this. So do you want to? I think you're gonna. I would like to run a little bit of a screen here, but keep in mind the last two possessions he's thrown interception. So you also got to make sure that if he does that he's got an open receiver or he doesn't throw the ball at all and doesn't try to press it.
It's like they got single coverage right now on the near side. Hand off to Reynolds and nowhere to go for Reynolds. He was hammered at the 38, and that's a problem you run into.
The number 25, Jace Reynolds, the ball carrier.
So Reynolds' helmet popped off, so we're going to have a punt. Means the Cats are going to punt it away here. Norris Vance going to be the punter for the Cats with 4:19 to go here in the 4th.
4th and 18. Number 33, Norris Vance, the sophomore, the punt.
And here we go, 2 wide receivers to one side, 1 to the other, and Vance gets off a brilliant punt. And it rolls inside the 20, inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. Norris Vance, a 55-yard punt. No return. The best part of that one was it was no return, Gary. So the ball will be at the 5-yard line, and Excelsior has 4:02 to go, and they are 95 yards from pay dirt.
And that's 95 yards to tie it with a 1-point extra point.
They got the 2-point conversion rather easily last time, so they may be thinking go for the win here. Wide receiver flanked way out right side. Split backs in the backfield, roaming fullback. And they're going to go opposite way. Glum gets to the 10 and wrapped up by a host of Cats. Tarwater, the first one to make contact. No, I believe that was Knowles, first one in there, sticking his head in there. So 2nd down and 4 coming up with 3:45 to go.
Zach texted me right as that play developed our 3rd down play. He said run a draw, which wouldn't have been a bad play because that way you keep the clock running.
So 2nd down and 6. And here we go on 2nd down. And again, Glum going to keep it himself. He's going to get close to a 1st down, but not going to have it. It's going to be up to the 13-yard line. So 3rd down and 2 coming up.
See, and I'll let them do that all day, keep it inside the tackles. I mean, you got 3 minutes, just a little over 3 minutes left. Now they got 2 timeouts, but I mean, they need yardage, not 1st downs.
So a 3rd down coming up. Again, that split back formation, fullback kind of bounces from side to side.
Nothing behind you.
So here we go on 3rd down, and Glum gets into the secondary. He's going to have a 1st down up to about the 21. But again, the Cats are right there. Clock will stop momentarily as they set the chains. Excelsior does have 2 timeouts to work with here with 2:51 to go. They hurry to the line of scrimmage. So here we go, Glum under center. And this time they're going to go opposite way of the blocker, get a couple, dive down to about the 23-yard line. So we're going to bring up 2nd and 8, so they only give him a couple on that one. He kind of slid forward, but you don't get that extra yardage on the slide. So 2:20 to go. Now they're going to change it up, go 2 wide receivers, single back, 1 back off the end on the right side. And looking to throw is Glum. He throws it out in the flats. Good open field tackle on the far side. Carson Crowley comes up and knocked him down immediately.
On the far side, stays in bounds. Number 22, Carson Crowley.
Crowley with a big tackle on second down in the flats. That's what you need in those open field tackles. 1:53 to go. 3rd and 3 going out. Now they're going to go to the opposite side here. Lum on 3rd and 3. May think he called his own number. He tries.
He did.
And nowhere to go. Brody Rogers was the first one there. And the ball comes out as well. Cats got it. They're going to get a turnover with 1:37 to go. Not sure who came out of there with it. Poisel with the recovery. Rogers the initial man to grab. And Excelsior turns it over with 1:37 to go. Cats need a first down to win here. 2 timeouts left for Excelsior. Bet you're going to see a little bit more push out of that offensive line on this series right here. What do you think, Gary?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you know, they can smell it, they can taste it, they can feel it.
Cats looking to move to 1-0 in conference play over 4-0 Excelsior Springs. 1:37 to go here in the 4th. They're going to hand this one off to Reynolds, and Reynolds waits for his blockers, gets all the way up. And a late flag.
It's going to be a hold or a face mask.
When he spins so quickly like that, sometimes he can get a little bit of face mask, but we'll see with 1:30 to go.
Yeah, they're walking backwards, so it must be a face mask. Good.
So that'll first down it for the Cats. So the 2-yard run by Reynolds turns in to a half a distance penalty. I believe it'll be from the 22, so this should go down to the 11. So it'll be first down and 10 for the Cats when they sort it out here. Actually, I don't know. It'll be from the 25, so it should be the 12. And mark it just shy of the 12-13. So it'll be first and 10 Cats from the 13. You almost wonder, well, no, never mind. They're not going to. Say, you almost wonder if they let them score quickly here, this deep in their own territory, and take your chances with the ball. But the Cats lead 21-14 with 1:25 to go. And Excelsior Springs is going to burn a timeout here. So we'll take a timeout, 1:23 to go. We'll be right back after this.
There is only one place in Harrisonville that you can see every Wildcat game, home or away, on the big screen. That's at Forged by Fire. If you're unable to make the journey to the game, stop in and watch the game with fellow Wildcat fans. Check them out every other night as well during the week with nightly specials and a full menu that is sure to make your mouth water. Forged by Fire is Harrisonville's premier restaurant. And remember, it's your Friday night Wildcat headquarters before, during, and after the game.
All right, 1:23 to go here in the contest. Cats lead 21-14.
And they can smell a win.
They can. You gotta snap it. You got to get that snap off.
You know, I don't think, even with the 40-second clock, they can only stop it once. So I think they can run the clock out because since they called a timeout there, I think they're done as far as, and I think they are going to go to the no, they're not. I thought they're going to go to the victory formation.
You can go I formation here. Waiting for the play clock to tick. 1:23 to go in the contest.
1:30 on the clock.
So 1:30 on the clock. They do have one timeout, so if they call it quickly, they actually have to run 4 plays, I believe. No, they wouldn't. They wouldn't have to snap it on 4th down.
That's with the 40-second clock now.
So Glenn goes under center here, I formation, and they're going to hand off to Reynolds, and Reynolds goes right up the middle with it. Going to have about a 7-yard gain inside the 10 of the 7. So they're going to call that 6, it looks like. So a 6-yard run with 1:24, and Excelsior stops the clock.
Well, he's not going to make your 200. I don't think there's any way. He can't go from 168 to 200 with only 7 yards to go.
I'll let him live another. I'll let him live another week. I hope Jeremiah goes back and listens and goes, he left you off the hook this week. Anybody that knows Jeremiah is friends with him on Facebook, they'd see what I commented on the post they had, but it was just kind of fun. It was all in good fun. And Jace responded when I said, "Oh, that's good talk for Friday night." Jace said, "No," with the crying face. So it was kind of funny. But 1:24 to go on 2nd down and 4. I like the idea of punching it in right here and just make it all but academic.
They're going to the victory formation and going to let the clock run, which I like to see.
I like that as well. I mean, you don't want to rub it in, but nevertheless, that will roll the clock. They got to reset the ball here. Cats will need to snap it again. 30 seconds on the clock. So 21-14, Cats in victory formation here. They're going to move to 1-4 on the season. But more importantly, Gary, they're going to be 1-0 in the MRVC. Them and 2 other teams will be 1-0 after tonight. I'd imagine it'll be Warrensburg, Harrisonville, and Odessa 1-0 after tonight. And a lot of people were talking about those. And now we got a whistle and a timeout, Harrisonville.
Which they wanted to get it under 40, which they do now, so now they can take the knee and run it out. So, for me, and I'm going to kind of go into the post game a little bit. For me, the play of our quarterback was tremendous tonight. I think that's what, and he's going to have a lot of confidence coming out of this as well. Plus, it's going to put a lot of pressure on River, and when I say River, and competition-wise, we've talked about that. I really liked, because he's going to be, if I'm not mistaken, he's going to be the first freshman quarterback to start a game and win a game since 1982, Kelly Donahoe. And obviously, a lot of people know Kelly Donahoe. He was actually recognized last night at the Royals game.
And we'll talk about Kelly here in just a minute, as Cats have to snap it one more time to go to 1-4 and 1-0 in the MRVC. They get it down, and that'll do it. As the Cats are going to get that first victory. Coach Shanker's first victory as well as the head coach here in Harrisonville. Always good to see as well after 18 years as an assistant. So the Wildcats, and you're hearing him talk about Kelly Donahoe. People don't know Kelly Donahoe was the quarterback at Harrisonville, also went on to KU and played quarterback. I'll go ahead and still like Kelly even though he went to KU. And then is now the head coach at Blue Springs with multiple state titles. So the Cats win 21-14. We'll take a timeout and be back with your post-game show, brought to you by our post-game headquarters and our Wildcat headquarters. You know the place. That is Forged by Fire. Head on over for a post-game appetizer and celebrate these Wildcats. We'll be back.
There is only one place in Harrisonville that you can see every Wildcat game, home or away, on the big screen. That's at Forged by Fire. If you're unable to make the journey to the game, stop in and watch the game with fellow Wildcat fans. Check them out every other night as well during the week with nightly specials and a full menu that is sure to make your mouth water. Forged by Fire is Harrisonville's premier restaurant. And remember, it's your Friday night Wildcat headquarters before, during, and after the game.
What is greater than 1? 2! That's right, now Show Me Auto Mall has 2 locations to serve you, one in Harrisonville and the north location in Belton. Chances are, that means the quality of used vehicle you are searching for is going to be at one of their 2 locations. With several financing options available, Show Me Auto Mall will get you in the vehicle you want without breaking the bank. So when it's time to trade that vehicle in, go see the gang at Show Me Auto Mall and let them show you the Show Me difference.
The Trade Fair Mall isn't just an antique mall. It's several businesses in one. Need t-shirts for your team? A custom t-shirt shop on site has you covered. Speaking of covered, Harrisonville Trade Fair is Missouri's #1 seller of premier portable buildings to store all your outside equipment. Design your own or buy one in stock for as little as $100 down and no credit check. While you are custom designing your premier portable building, snack on some delightful cinnamon glazed pecans, cashews, and almonds from the Nutty Bavarian. You need it, they probably got it. Harrisonville's Trade Fair Mall across from Sutherland's.
Upcycled Orchard is ready for fall. They have apple picking going on right now. Come out during regular business hours and you can enjoy some fresh apples fresh off the tree. Enjoy a cider slushie and some Poppy's ice cream with a homemade piece of pie. We'll be opening our pumpkin patch, and activities will open next weekend and will be open Saturdays from 10 to 5 and Sundays 12 to 5 through October. They have cider, donuts, and slushies available at the Orchard Shop and all kinds of pumpkins, mums, and fall decor and gifts. The pumpkin patch will be located next door at the cider house at the farm this year. They have a little more room for activities and can spread out. Book a special group during the week. Check them out on Facebook at Upcycled Orchard or the Cider House page. Also, remember, go Wildcats. While you wouldn't know it from the weather, fall is here. How could I tell? Red Barn Ranch opened for weekends through Halloween and during the week by appointment for your groups. As always, Matt has added more fun. A new slide made from Grandpa Moreland's 1961 IH Green truck. Also, shirts, hats, and hoodies are available for purchase. New wagons for your pumpkins means roll up and away, and you are on your way. Don't forget to enter the heaviest load contest. The winner gets $150 towards Red Barn Ranch to use any way you want. And again, two great local companies that are on board with Harrisonville, along with all the rest of our companies. Troby's Maytag Home Appliance Center, Young's Auto Repair, Harrisonville Sonic Drive-In, Dickey Cottage, Susie Q Restaurant in Peculiar, the old Peculiar Drive-In, Brad Sainer Farmers Insurance, Quality Auto Service and Repair, Health Stir Farm, Hawthorne Bank, Schroeder Chiropractic, Sherwood Heating and Cooling, Harrisonville Chamber of Commerce. Of course, we are always outfitted each and every week by C-Squared Custom Embroidery and Screen Printing's beautiful polos. We love those as well. Uptown Event Center, American Heritage Realtors, Sherwood Community Bank, Max Ford of Harrisonville, Atkinson Funeral Home, Lacey Dominick of Shelter Insurance, and Kim Chenoweth of American Family, Young's Tire and Wheel Center, Holland's Auto Sales, Stafford Insurance, Colby's Car Clinic, Forged by Fire, Show Me Auto Mall, Harrisonville and Belton, and the Harrisonville Trade Fair Mall. All of our great sponsors on 4T's Broadcasting. Cats win it 21-14. Our first post-game celebration at Forged by Fire. Go into Forged by Fire, have an appetizer, celebrate the Wildcats. Gary, great game by the Wildcats tonight. There were some mistakes in there, but you're going to expect those. You had a freshman going at quarterback. A couple throws he'd probably like back in the second half. One in particular he'd probably like back. The other one we think maybe should have been a slant. He thought it was going to be a slant. Receiver cut his route off. Nevertheless, he didn't look like a freshman out there tonight.
If I can get my mic down in front of me, he did not. He looked very poised back there, and you gotta hand it to him. He did a wonderful job, and I think now we know if whatever the case is, we've got two quarterbacks that can play quarterback and take this team further into conference and in district. So looking from a standpoint, I think it's a great thing.
Well, you look at last year. Later in the season, starting quarterback gets hurt. River Riley, the sophomore, comes in, gives the team a spark, and moves on the way. This does a couple things. Number one, you don't have to rush River back, whatever the ailment is that River has. You don't have to rush him back. You know you're in good hands with that sophomore signal caller.
Yeah, and confidence.
Or freshman signal caller,
and confidence in that signal caller is tremendous right now. He's got to stay trying to think of the word. He's got to stay level.
You got to stay level-headed. You got to stay even keel. You got to have a little moxie as a quarterback, but you don't want to get too much moxie to where, you walk around. Good example, Patrick Mahomes has your right amount of moxie. Baker Mayfield does not have your right amount of moxie. Those are two different guys at the same position. You see who's struggling this year. You see who's not. You go up to Baker Mayfield level, you're going to get knocked down real fast. If you stay at Patrick Mahomes and you study tape, you go, I'd love for Espen Glenn to go home tonight, watch the game, be like, man, I should have done this differently. Start studying, because that's what a quarterback's got to do. And you know, the future's bright. And, hey, the Knock Off the Undefeated tour goes next week. We head down to Walton Stadium in Warrensburg, and we've got more than likely 5-0 Warrensburg in their house at UCM Stadium. So, you know, hey, chop wood, knock them off one at a time.
You know, go through it, learn from your mistakes, look at it in that sense rather than your successes. I always looked at it as trying to learn from the mistakes, not the successes, because that's where you're going to get better. And so, anyway, enough about him. I want to give him all the kudos. But the entire team won the game tonight. You know, you had a lot of help, obviously, from Chase Reynolds running the ball. And I'm going to go through some stats real quick where you clean up a little bit. I'm going to go through down our scoring. First, with the clock running out in the first quarter, 19-yard touchdown pass from Glenn to Tarwater. Extra point goods made it 7-6 at that point in time. Then with 37.6 seconds left in the second, had the 61-yard TD pass from Glenn to Knowles, which made it 14 all because they came back and just tied it up. And then in the third, 10:31 left, 77-yard touchdown run by the man Reynolds. Extra point good, made it 21-14. Our final score, 21-14. Leading the way for rushing for Harrisonville was Reynolds with 619 rushes for 168 yards. And we also had exactly the same amount of receiving yards, 168 yards, and with total yardage of 336. Knowles had 3 catches for 111 yards. Tarwater had 1 catch for 19, and Cecil had 1 catch for 38. Time of possession, we only had it for a total of 18 minutes, and of the 48. They won, Excelsior won the battle of the time of possession. They had it 30, for over 30, as we lose our papers, for over 30 minutes, but we came down with it. They only had 207 yards total offense, and 188 yards of that was rushing. The rest of it was on a couple of receiving passes, and that's it. So with the final score 21-14, Harrisonville is victorious tonight.
You know, we've been giving out this Max Effort Player of the Game each week, brought to you by Max Ford of Harrisonville. And it's kind of been the Jason Reynolds Award the first couple of weeks of the year. I'm going to go with Colby Knowles, his first game back, over 100 yards receiving, a couple of touchdowns. I'm going to go with him on tonight with it. However, that being said, that means my teammate of the game is none other than Espen Glenn.
Right.
You know what? Espen, the teammate of the game, brought to you by the guy that had a little bit of more fanfare than normal for your teammate of the game. Brought to you by Lacey Dominic and of Shelter Insurance, Cameron Chinnan with American Family. Give him a call for a quote. He did what was asked of him tonight. Come in and lead your team as a freshman. You know, big stage. First home game as a freshman starting quarterback. First quarterback to start a game as a freshman since 1982. That tells you it doesn't happen a lot at the high school level. So,
and probably the first ever freshman to ever play on a Harrisonville field to throw the very first play of his high school career as a completion for 48 yards or more. So, I mean, I don't think anybody expected that when I saw that come out and then I saw the throw that he threw. But still, the touchdown, the 19-yard touchdown pass, roll out to get out of trouble from the rush and hit in the corner to Knowles was my play of the game.
Absolutely. And you know, there was a lot going on in that play we talked about. Not very often do you see a freshman roll out to pass, number one, but number two, do you see a freshman direct traffic and tell his receivers where to go and then throw a perfect pass that only your guy can catch. And credit Tarwater on that catch, getting his feet in the back of the end zone down. So.
And plus, you could see he was looking to make sure that he didn't pass the marker as far as the line of scrimmage, so he didn't have an illegal forward pass. A lot going on in that play, but that's we don't have a play of the game, but if we have a play of the game and somebody else wants to be one of our sponsors, let's make a play of the game and we can do the plays of the game.
And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to nitpick a little bit, but that's our job up here to nitpick a little bit. you got to clean it up next week because Warrensburg's not going to allow you to get away with those mistakes. They got a high-powered offense. They put 49 on us here last year and beat us 49-0. Granted, we almost got them on the turnaround game in the district championship game. They're going to be ready for us, but Harrisonville's got to be ready for them as well. And they got to look at it as, hey, we're 1-0 in conference. They can take the driver's seat in conference next week with a win.
Well, and also, hopefully, we're going to get some more players back. I know that, Atkinson was out tonight. He was doing the kicking duties, and that was it. But hopefully he's going to be back. Stevenson hopefully will be back. Hopefully those that had a little few nicks like Reynolds and stuff tonight is going to come back healthy. And I'm not sure who else was out tonight. That hopefully hopefully in the next couple of weeks we're going to have everybody back healthy, and then we're going to really be able to see what our offense and defense can do and not have to necessarily play both ways all the time.
And I feel like also it's kind of like the retribution tour for the Wildcats. They want to show to everybody that the 0-4 start isn't the team that they were, that they're more conducive to what's going on during conference play. I've talked to some people around the area, and, a couple of them are like, you're not going to touch conference. Well, I think that's motivation enough for the Wildcats. Why not? I mean, there's nobody coming up that I'll put Warrensburg's schedule and I'll put Odessa's schedule, the other two that most consider your competition. We don't know what they're going to have until tonight. It'll be a good example to see what the scores were tonight from Excelsior or from Pleasant Hill and Warrensburg, and or tomorrow night as games are spread all out. I know Warrensburg played tonight, but I'm not sure the other games at 5 o'clock tomorrow night, Odessa and Oak Grove, which you won't take a lot out of that one unless Odessa pounds Oak Grove, because that's a rivalry game and you never know what will happen.
Right.
Bottom line is we had fun on a Thursday night as opposed to Friday night. I have no idea what I'm going to do tomorrow night as I'll be home on a Friday night. Maybe we'll come.
I might go back on vacation.
Hey, you've got 8 days, Gary. Be at Walton Stadium at 5 o'clock next week. That's all I ask. All right, so again, your final score, Cats win 21-14. They move to 1-0 in MRBC and 1-4 overall in first place with a couple of other teams as well. And we will say goodnight from Harrisonville for Jerry Forschler, Larissa Lamb, and Gary Davidson. I'm Chad Grammer. We'll see you next Friday on the campus of UCM at Walton Stadium.